Primetime.
Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime Primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.,
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes,
That's not how it works.
Mia O'Brien,
Should I laugh? Should I not laugh?
and Leon Searcy.
This is the Big Boy League.
Welcome in the noon hours here. It's XL Primetime. Thursday, we got game one of the NBA Finals tonight as we get it cranked up. And we'll find out whether we get a series. We didn't get them in the Eastern or Western Conference Finals, so we thought. One was a sweep. The other one looked like a sweep, and then it went a full 7 games with Boston not necessarily showing up in their own barn in the final game. But now you've got the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat. Do the Heat have a chance? We'll throw that question out coming up in just a little bit. But we are back at full strength. I look across, I see Matty Hayes.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
Round of applause.
Yeah, round of applause
Yes.
because
Oh,
he's
actually,
back.
look, there's JJ.
And this should not shock anybody, at least in this room, is that he's doing some disinfecting.
He is
as
cleaning.
soon as he comes back.
Spring
he's
cleaning.
It's like a tremendous amount of muck. I feel like Fletch right now.
If you're watching on the YouTube live stream,
Are you
enjoy.
like, a germaphobe? I mean, this looks pretty clean to me.
No, but
Okay.
I like the fact that it's vinegar, straight vinegar in that spray bottle.
Yeah.
Our internet is spazzing a little bit here at 1010XL World Headquarters, so we'll make sure that the live stream doesn't say Hacker After Dark in just a second once the internet decides to load. But, yes, we are live on YouTube, and you can witness Matt making his grand return to 1010XL World Headquarters.
Yeah, exactly. And so, look, if it's clean, we're green, and he's ready to go. All right, so YouTube, you are definitely welcome to say hello to us. Check us out, 1010XL. Search 1010XL on YouTube, and we will definitely look forward to some comments. We got our text line set up at 641-1010. You can hit that. Designed by Lifetime Enclosures. We still have some NFL to talk about. We're always going to have some NFL to talk about, but we're going to look at the NBA tonight. And do you smell – I'm not even going to ask if you smell an upset, Leon. Do you smell a competitive 7-game series between the Denver Nuggets and the Miami Heat?
Can you smell it over the vinegar?
Yeah.
Because it's hard to smell anything.
Vinegar.
I'll try to smell it over Matt Hayes' vinegar, disinfecting the tabletop. Welcome back, Matt. Welcome back. Listen, every series we've counted the Miami Heat out. All right, their playing game, they had to go to overtime to get in their playing game. Their first matchup against Milwaukee. There's no. I mean, without Giannis, we still thought they didn't have a chance, and they proved us wrong. That next round, this round after round, the Miami Heat, they just find a way up there. I mean, you're talking about 4 undrafted players that's in the rotation, and this team is going toe-to-toe with the big dogs. And here's another big dog. I mean, they went against the 1 seed, went against the 2 seed, and they're not scared of the Joker in Denver. Yeah. I think it's going to be a competitive series now. Do I think they're going to win it? Absolutely not. I think they're going to take it 6. Yeah. I just think that with the Joker and with Jamal Murray, I just think it's too much.
I'm not worried.
Those are the two.
Yeah. Well, I'm not worried about Jimmy Butler. I mean, even if Jimmy Butler has his, 50-point performance followed by a 19-point performance, I'm not worried about him getting up for this. My concern is, Leon, the matchup between Bam Adebayo and the Joker. That is my question because, and JJ has said it before on the program, I would say Bam's been more inconsistent than Jimmy. JJ, would you agree with that? I think
yes, offensively, but I'm not even worried about what he can do offensively in this series. He just has to be able to.
The most interesting thing I saw on the podcast is they were interviewing Kevin Garnett, and they asked him, "Hey, Kevin, how would you go up against the Joker?" And he was like, "You got to punish him." He said, "You got to put elbows, hips, and knees on him." And he said that when there's when you get down to the offensive end, he said sprint down. He said, I want to see what kind of shape he in. I don't know if that's going to work. That was KD's remedy on how he would handle him.
We know he does get winded. I mean, we saw the fourth quarters in the Lakers series. He certainly fell off.
Yeah, that's what KD was saying. He said, man, you got to bang bodies with him. You say you can't let him find his spot. You got to create the spot as soon as he come down. Yeah. He said, if you got to bang him at the 3-point line, just bang him there. He said, bang him there, and then slowly walk him down with hips and elbows and all. He said, and then when there's a break, he said sprint. He said, to see if he's in some kind of condition.
You got to have a lot of bodies to throw at him, not just one guy. Yeah, that's for sure. Matt, you're back. We got to get into the SEC schedule. The spring meetings.
I want to get into Al Pacino real quick.
Okay. Before we get into SEC,
the first thing he wants to address upon returning from vacation.
Al Pacino, who is, God as far as acting, right?
Right. He's one of them,
and now he's even more God. 83 years old. He and his 29-year-old girlfriend are expecting a baby.
Wow.
Congratulations.
I mean, he's
They said it
83,
couldn't happen.
and he looks like he's been in the ground for like
He
a
looks
few
like
months.
he's 183.
I mean, he looks like Dianne Feinstein, like they've been in the ground for a couple months, you know?
Yeah, well, he could have been frozen for a while. We never really know. We haven't seen him.
The Ted Williams.
Yeah, exactly. That frozen place out in the desert where they go
I mean,
and
his girl is like, she's gorgeous.
She's 29.
Look, I'll show you on
Yeah.
the YouTube stream.
Oh,
I
yeah.
actually
So you-
think Ted Williams' head is in Florida.
It was they brought
I got to look that up.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's in Florida.
I think that's a myth.
because I know I
oh,
knew
it's
they
definitely
started.
not a myth.
Yeah, they started it in one spot, took the head off, and I don't know whether I didn't realize it moved. It might have.
Well, he's what, 54 years older than his girlfriend, right?
He's,
I mean, the fact
there's
that-
2 generations separation there.
Yeah. Well, listen, the fact that he's even getting busy should be applauded.
Yeah, that is a salute at 83 years of age.
Exactly.
And the thing is that
She loves him.
the gap.
Sure she does.
Of course she does.
The,
Yeah,
the
she's-
gap in time.
Anna
and-
Nicole Smith loved what's his face too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that
100%.
part.
But the gap
Don't
in
get on Nicole
age
Smith now.
is more than twice as old as she is.
Yeah.
50, that's nuts. What kind of conversation are they having? Oh well.
None?
Yeah, exactly. Except for this is how we divvy it up.
Yeah.
When
I
it's all said
don't
and done.
even understand how he feels comfortable with that. I mean, listen, when I go to the cigar lounge and there's a young lady that is like near my daughter's age,
Yeah.
I can't.
Right.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right?
make any sense.
Doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Feels dirty.
Okay, so I have an update on the greatest hitter of all time. Ted Williams, as you said, his head and his body were in separate places, frozen in 2 pieces. So his head was taken to Scottsdale, Arizona.
Is that real?
And
or are you
his
just
body later was cremated, ashes spread off the Florida coast. Hell yes, it's real. He said he wanted to come back.
Well, why? So his body's been cremated?
But
Well,
I
the
guess
family was
he's
fighting.
thinking in the future,
Yeah.
when I come back, I don't need my body. They'll have a robot body for me. I
just
need
need a
my
head.
mind.
Yeah.
Honestly, that's
And the family was fighting
sounds
over it.
silly, but
Yeah. The family was fighting over the whole
he's
deal.
the hit
on,
king.
Yeah, how it was going to go down.
Over the head or the torso?
Just basically whether you should freeze him, whether who's going to be in charge, is there money available to
Yeah,
be willed out
exactly.
here? All kinds of
You
stuff.
know, if your dad said, if you have, I have 3 brothers and sisters, and my dad went crazy right before he died and was like, I want my head frozen. And there was probably be a couple of us that were like, nah, no, you don't, Dad. And then 2 of us, probably me, would respect his wishes and be like, yeah, certainly, Father.
Yeah.
And we would probably fight over it. That's how it
Certainly,
works. It'd be like
Father.
a Succession episode.
Which we also have spent a lot of time pre-show catching up on that. Matt was definitely diving in on that. All right, now let's dive in on the SEC schedule because it is something we talked about with the spring meetings taking place over in West FLA or LA, Lower Alabama, that whole area in Destin. You got to have the music because the CBS people are running out of time when it comes to televising SEC games.
Season.
Still going to happen, but anyway, the SEC, it was thought, might try and encourage a 9-game model inside the conference.
They've been trying for more than 2 years now.
Yeah, and ESPN has not ponied up any more cash. That's number one. But then they were just trying to figure out the best way to introduce Oklahoma and Texas with this marquee 9-game in the conference schedule, and you're just saying we're stuck in quicksand.
So they start with Texas and Oklahoma in 24. The whole idea 2 years ago when they started this was, hey, we're going to go to 9 games when we get the new ESPN deal.
Right.
It'll be bigger games, better games.
You'll have 16 teams in the conference.
I mean, some really good potential, really good games. Some really new and exciting permanent opponents, including Texas versus Texas A&M, including Florida, Oklahoma. There's some good permanent opponents that are there to be taken. Now, the problem is it's not the money. The money is, believe me, it's not. Because the new contract calls for $829 million annually from ESPN. Any addition of 2 teams is pro rata. You get basically the average of what you were giving. So that would put it at around over $900 million. But they're going to get more for Texas and Oklahoma. They're negotiating that. That's going to happen. There's no way that ESPN wants the SEC unhappy. So that's not even an issue. The money's not the issue. It's the game. It's the extra game.
Yeah, pointing out that they are not right now going to put up the money to get it done.
Well, it's not. They're not even in the conversation. Honestly, they're not. ESPN they literally are just waiting for them to say we have 8 games or we have 9 games.
Okay.
And then then they will continue with the negotiation of the contract. So, of redoing the contract. So the problem now is the game. It's one game, and it's gone. They've gone from they probably were close down the votes or had the votes to once it became apparent that Alabama's permanent three were going to be Tennessee, LSU, and Auburn, and Saban came out and complained about it, then everything fell apart.
Oh, Nick.
Then everything
Nick
fell
stopped the
apart.
presses.
And believe me, that's not it's not, there's some
There's a
strange
lesson here.
coincidence, okay?
Yeah.
So it's odd because for 10 years, Nick has been the guy screaming for 9 games.
Yeah.
He's been the guy screaming for 9 SEC games. He said, and he again said it this past week was, look, if I had it my way, we play all games against Power 5 teams. So in other words,
Which has also been a mantra he's
you'd
had
play
for a while.
right.
Yeah.
You'd play 9 SEC games, and then you'd play 3 games non-conference against Power 5 teams. He wants to play them all like that. He wants to be like the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
But since it's not that way, now suddenly he's saying he doesn't think it's fair. He doesn't think it's fair that they have to play those 3, and other teams don't have to get as difficult a road as far with the 3 permanent schedules because the 9-game format becomes 3 permanent, 6 rotating every year. Okay,
And this
you
is
get 6, 1, 2, then the next 6, 1, 2.
So
over 4 years, you play everybody in the league.
Yeah, but I'll ask a question that I know everybody out there is asking: is it still inside a East and West division?
No, it's all one division now.
Okay, so
All one division.
if you ever do get to the 3 and 6 model, it kills the divisions.
No, their divisions are gone now. It's all one division.
You do believe it's
even
gone.
if they're at 8, it's still all one division. They have been working with that in mind. Now you say that, and I joked with you in the pre-show meeting. At this point, I would be shocked by nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this point, if they come out on Friday and he says, "Look, we're going to stick at 8 and we're going to stick with the divisions," I wouldn't be shocked at all.
I
don't
feel like
think
they
that's
will.
what they're going to. No, I don't think that's what they're going to do. But 8 means you have 1 permanent and 7 rotating. So with Alabama's 1 permanent at that point is Auburn. They're fine with that because then you don't have to play Tennessee every year. You don't have to play LSU every year.
Right. So the 1 permanent.
But the
is
loser
not
is here's the
outside,
loser.
Not outside of the division.
You know who the loser is? Me, you, Mia, Leon, JJ, everybody else who watches the game. Because you don't get Alabama, LSU every year. You don't get Alabama, Tennessee every
First
year.
Saturday in October.
You don't get Florida, Tennessee every year.
Yeah.
You don't get Texas A&M every year.
Auburn, Georgia.
Yeah, you don't get Auburn, Georgia every year. This is the problem. So it's not just for TV. TV will take whatever they get because eventually they'll get those games. They won't get them every year. They'll get them every couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
So the problem is the people that are losing right now are the fans.
The fans. It's like Leon was talking about it. He's an SEC observer.
Yeah.
Jump in on that.
Well, let me ask you this question now. But in the rotation, you're going to miss those marquee games that you used to. But then you'll get Oklahoma, Alabama. I'm watching that. You'll get Texas, Alabama. I'm watching that. You'll get Texas, Florida. You'll get Georgia, Texas. You'll get Oklahoma. I mean, so there's a bright side to it.
Not every year. You get it every other year.
Okay.
But at the very least, you would have those big
Depending
games
on how they do it.
rotating.
If they do it home game, road game, is same schedule for 2 years, then you go to the next rotation, and it's 2 years, which is, my guess is what it's going to be. You'll get that every couple of years is what you'll get. So it's not, instead of getting it every year, you get it every couple of years.
Right.
No.
But the other part of this, Matt, can you confirm with us where this sudden, after all the talk of a 9-game conference slate, who is the instigator of why all of a sudden now we're sticking to 8 in the SEC?
Saban.
Well,
and his
I don't know that
disciples.
it's Saban. It's very curious that once that began, then you started seeing other teams like kind of pulling away, like Tennessee and Auburn. It's very easy for them to say we like our 7 home games because we need the 7 home games.
Right.
When in reality, another home game means nothing because ESPN's going to pay you so much more money to have those 9 games. It doesn't matter. You make up for it and earn more.
Mm-hmm.
But their response is, well, it's a game in our city. It's a game of economic impact. I get all of that, okay? But at the end of the day, you're trying to service who? The fans that buy your tickets, that buy your jerseys, that,
And the television
Yes.
is delivering it to the fan because they're paying the big bucks.
But the fans who also watch,
Yeah.
that's you get those ratings because your fans watch the games.
Yeah. All right. So here it is. Just to explain this too, and you guys can, if you got questions, 641-1010, or you can comment on the YouTube channel. Just as far, as a fan, this is the only way we can present it to the fan. Is are you ticked off that you're going to be losing some of those great games that you've had, or like Leon's putting out there, are you going to look forward to those juicy matchups that we haven't seen before? We haven't been treated to as often because of with these 2 big names that are coming into the league. So you've got, at least according to the reporting, you tell me right or wrong, the teams, schools that are opposed to going to 9 games: Arkansas, Kentucky, Mississippi State, and South Carolina. Those were 4 that were mentioned as being anti.
So here's what it is.
Going to 9.
There's 5 that want it. Okay, the 5 that want it are Florida, Georgia, LSU, Missouri, and Florida, Georgia, LSU, Missouri. Who's the 5th?
Is it Tennessee or is it?
No, it's Texas A&M.
Okay.
There's 4 that don't want it. The Mississippi schools, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's 5 that'll go whatever is best for the conference. The rest will do whatever's best for the conference, being Tennessee, Auburn. I can't even think of who's in the league right now.
Yeah.
Tennessee, Auburn, Arkansas, South Carolina,
yeah.
and there's one more.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Auburn.
Yeah. Well, it is kind of confusing to me because I'm sitting here trying to figure out what benefits everybody and why is there, these little factions that have been formed. And we don't even know.
Because the 4 that don't want it, look, they can say whatever they want. They don't want it because they want to get bowl eligible.
Mm-hmm.
Because another game having to play against an SEC team is going to limit their ability
One more L
to not only
possible.
be bowl eligible, but the coach's ability
Right.
to keep his job.
Mhm.
So that's why they're so adamant about it. And the 5 who want it because they want better games every single year. The others in the middle, see, Alabama's in the middle, and I think Alabama's in the middle because they're trying to force the SEC to say, all right, here's the compromise. We won't give you all 3 of those. We'll give you 2 of those tough games, and we'll switch out another one. We'll give you Mississippi State or whatever will be your 3rd one. They're trying to get that. They're upset because of those 3 games. If they came back to the we want it side and it's 6, then I think you got a chance of pulling Tennessee and Auburn back, and then you pass it. But, again, this is who knows what happens the next day or two because I don't know. Because if you do that, are you going to bend to Alabama?
Well,
Are you going to bend to them and say,
do.
okay, we're gonna give you 2 and give you a less difficult 3rd, just so you can bring Tennessee and Auburn with you?
Yeah,
It's so, to me, it's so weird. Like they've always been about everything for everyone because it's always Alabama's just as important as Vanderbilt. Mississippi State's just as important as Florida. That's the way they look at it.
As long as you've covered the league and the sport, you know that Alabama will flex its muscle and is more important.
So will
obviously.
Georgia. So will Florida. They all do.
Yeah, but
my thing is,
you know who
is
they listen to more than the others.
I don't think they
now.
listen to more to Alabama. I think Alabama has the leverage right now because has nothing to do with Nick and the championships. It's the 3 games. Alabama has the leverage. They know they have the toughest permanent 3 of anyone. So they also know that, hey, if we say we're not doing it, then everybody else who may not want to do it will say, yeah, maybe we shouldn't do it. So I think it's more along the lines of making everyone happy. And at some point, you can't make everyone happy.
No, that's true.
At some point, you just have to say, this is what's good for the league. I think they've tried that, but I don't think it's worked. And I think if you've got to get the presidents on board. And right now, the presidents aren't on board. The president's just saying, well, whatever the AD say, we'll say. If Sankey could get the presidents coalesced around it, then it would work because the presidents would just say, no, you vote this, and the ADs would vote that.
Yeah. Well, when it's all said and done, Leon, is that we're just all trying to get the best football we can possibly see. And this is, think about all the stuff that has happened in our football world, that sport that we love so dearly. NIL, expansion, scheduling, television. It's all the stuff that has nothing to do with the actual play of the field.
Who doesn't want to see Florida play Oklahoma every year?
Yeah.
If you're a Florida fan, why would you not want to see them come to Gainesville every other year and you go to Norman every other year?
Yeah, I'd dig it.
Who wouldn't want to see that?
Yeah, I would dig it.
Now you mentioned that the non-conference game is, and you said the 3 the Power 5. That mean no more layup games.
Yeah, that's what Nick said. He actually said that yesterday.
And he has said that before.
His dream is, or he said it 2 days ago. His dream is 12 games against Power 5 opponents.
Yeah.
Now, he also could be saying that, just to say, this is what I really want, when the reality is he just wants one of those 3 off his schedule.
Yeah.
And then he could turn around and say, that's what I would like, but financially speaking, it makes more sense for me to have the couple cupcake games.
Yeah, you can take the narrative wherever you want because you do not want to have, and honestly, this is just a financial sheet that they're looking at, right or wrong. I don't think too many people.
I don't think it is financial. That's the craziest thing, man.
Yeah,
I don't think it is.
The only reason I'm saying that is because, and I'm talking about specifically the budget for the school, okay? Because they have to pay for all the other sports. And I do think financially that is a big carry.
No, it is, but they're going to get more from ESPN. That's the whole thing.
Well,
every AD I talked to, they all say it's not a money thing. It has nothing to do with the contract. This is about 8 versus 9. Yeah. No, and you're right. They could say it's not a money thing because they don't want it to sound like a money thing.
Right.
But the reality, I feel like I'm in Succession right now with Kendall. What are you talking about? you're getting more money with the ESPN contract than you would with a home game.
I still
it's
think
just
they
like
want.
you know what it is? It's just like Florida, Georgia. What are you saying? You guys are getting $11.5 million over 2 years to play the game here, as opposed to the $4 million you make every other year to have it home and home. What are you saying right now?
$3.5 million loss
Right.
at a minimum. But I still think the schools that say that are willing to vote in a manner that says we need another layup game to become bowl eligible, the big boys don't want to admit that. I think they want that game to make sure that they get another win. I do, and they don't want to have to schedule
absolutely what the four want.
Yeah.
The four that don't want it's absolutely what they want, 100%.
All right. So you guys can jump in on that. All right, back to the NBA. Let's just do a little bit more of this before we jump into a little Jaguar conversation. And by the way, you're looking around the National Football League, and the DeAndre Hopkins topic is as big as it gets. But Aaron Rodgers got a little hurt yesterday too, and they're slowing him down. They're keeping him slow roll. Like Calvin Ridley's being treated with kid gloves here. They're doing the same thing with Aaron Rodgers up there in New York. I guess I'm not surprised, but we'll get into that coming up. So who's the superstar? You mentioned Adebayo as far as one of the guys that you're going to be looking at. Who else could be a superstar? Not named Jimmy Buckets, not named Jokic. Who else could be the superstar that we're coming out of this NBA 5, 6, 7 game series, whatever
What about Caleb Vincent?
Yeah.
No, Caleb Martin.
Caleb
yeah.
Martin.
We got
Caleb
Gabe
Martin,
Vincent,
yeah.
Caleb Martin.
Caleb Martin's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
He's going to make a lot of money. He's one of those role players that's going to be looking get a $50 million max. I mean, in that last game against Boston, he loaded up.
The Austin Reeves of the Miami Heat.
50 mil max. Imagine
50 million, yeah.
For a guy.
For a guy, yeah.
He's a guy.
He's not a guy in these. He's not a guy in the last series.
He's a guy / role player who got hot.
Yeah, but that's what you got to have.
Yeah, no, I agree.
And they don't have enough of them.
I agree, man. More power to him. I agree.
Yeah, and so it's crazy the amount of money that will be. Like,
the
as an
better.
example, and I think I have this right. We can look it up, but Windhorst said that when Bob Myers stepped down from Golden State, that they're looking at the amount of money contractually that they have for that Golden State basketball team. It's $500 million in payroll.
Oh yeah, there's a reason why they won the title last year. They spent
$500 million
more than everyone. I'll give you a guy.
Yeah.
Michael Porter Jr. For
Okay.
you NBA guys, you obviously know who this is. For you casuals, you probably don't. He's the third guy on Denver, but at any point in time, he could be the top scorer. Like, he's a freak. He'll pull up from anywhere on the court with anyone in his face. It doesn't matter to him. He's a shot maker. He's really tall. He was like the #1 prospect going into college. He had back issues at Mizzou, I think.
So that was pandemic, correct?
No, that was 2018.
It was probably.
But they
okay.
took a shot and drafted him, even though there was a million red flags, and
He played like 4 games in Missouri.
Yeah,
5 games
I
'cause
could.
of
That's why I had
Yeah.
pandemic in my head.
didn't
that it
have a
was-
great college career. But, man, this guy can make shots. And since this season started, he's been becoming like a more dominant defensive player. He was like a Olay guy. You
There
know,
was at
everybody
least,
go right past him to the basket. Now he's a great player, man. Watch this dude.
Yeah, there were at least 2 or 3 games where he was absolutely integral in making sure.
Oh, yeah.
Like when the Lakers had the lead, he was able to come back and hit a couple of big threes. Now, most people remember the Murray makes. Those were the big ones.
But that's the fun
But he
part.
made his share.
That's the fun part. Exactly what you just said. The Jamal Murray makes. If we go in the time machine and we go back to the pandemic, we go back to the 2020 bubble. Jamal Murray, that was his coming out party, and so now here we are 3 years later, where he is an established. What do we want to say, JJ? Top 15 player in the league? Would you say
20,
top
25?
20? He's an established guy,
He's certainly a good enough #2 to win a title.
and you're seeing the emergence of their number 3.
Right.
And again, and I just go back to what is so amazing about this Denver Nuggets team is their quote-unquote big 3 all homegrown, all guys they drafted, including one, the best player in the world, who was drafted during a Taco Bell commercial. And look what they did with him. They developed him. They developed Jamal Murray, who obviously went to Kentucky and was very successful, started every game in his one season in Lexington. Michael Porter Jr., every red flag in the world. And you could go right down the list of all the guys that they've drafted over the last few years. I mean, going back to Bol. Like, they took guys that there were question marks, and even if they're not still on this roster, they developed them, and now they're contributing somewhere else. Jared Vanderbilt was drafted by the Nuggets.
Yeah.
And so
he's been able. Yeah.
I just think when you look at the Denver Nuggets, regardless of if they win the NBA title this year or not, which I do think they will, I just come away with it as, wait for it, Matt, that's a program. They are building players. They are building a machine. It is not Band-Aid fixes in free agency.
Well, you got to give them credit. This is the deepest they've ever been. That means they crafted it. They built it. However many different ways they've tried it in the decades they've been around, they haven't done it. And so this is homegrown, yeah. And and Miami is as well, even though they don't have superstars. They just got a bunch of Band-Aid guys, and they've been able to do it as well, getting as far as they've gotten. So
You got Mr. Playoff, too. So
I saw a stat with Pat Riley since he started.
He's pretty good.
Became the president or whatever his position is with the Heat.
Yeah, he's president.
And they have more, and this is just compared to other teams in the East. I mean, they have more finals appearances. They have more rings. They have more regular season wins by far than any other team in the East. Like, it's really a testament to what Pat has been able to do from the front office.
You got to give him credit because I thought there was a time that they would run Spoelstra out very early. He would walk right back down, and he never did it. He never did it.
He stuck with him the entire time.
And I give him credit for that. Slick back hair and
Spall
all.
wins, literally no matter who's on his roster, he wins.
Yeah, he's the best coach in the league.
Yeah, he's been a very good architect, that's for sure.
I mean, a lot of that Pat Riley that you riddled off had to do with LeBron James and
But
D.
they won a
Wade
title
and
even
Chris
before,
Bosh.
and it's not like D. Wade was a number
With
one
Shaq
pick.
and Shaq.
Yeah.
You know, D. Wade wasn't. He was a great college player, but they didn't get lucky with getting LeBron with the number one pick. I mean, that was a team built by Pat Riley, and even before that, you know,
Yeah,
they
with
were
Mourning and
going.
all them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
they've done it with so many different superstars and so many different teams throughout the years.
53-14.
But yes, LeBron won all the rings.
Yeah, and
pretty much.
53-14, that's exactly the point we make. If Denver is a program, what does that make Miami doing the same thing with undrafted talent?
Yeah, they have.
It's the same, and that's what I think is
scraps.
so fun and so different about this NBA Finals matchup. We haven't seen two forces like this colliding since, I mean, the original Warriors, like going up against LeBron and the Cavs.
But those are superstar teams.
Yeah, those
right.
are definitely
But that Warriors team, they were
It
all pretty.
became,
The first
yeah.
one.
Right.
The
But-
first one.
Like
Mark
LeBron's
Jackson was-
on the other end.
Yeah,
though.
when Mark Jackson was first coaching them, that was when the Splash Brothers were born, and then obviously he moved on, Kerr came in, and then everything changed. But they said, and I'd have to go back and look, I believe it's NBA history, that there hasn't been a team with 3 superstars to win 4 titles in this span.
Right.
And you can go to the Bird-led Celtics, the Johnson-led Lakers, you know, whatever. But in this short amount of time.
Well, there would have been, but Jordan, got in trouble.
JJ,
But it was a trio of stars is what it was.
Allegedly, right?
JJ, correct me if I'm wrong. There's only been one 8 seed to win a championship, right? That was the Houston Rockets.
I'm not sure.
I
I'm not
know
sure.
that the
I know the
most-
last 8 seed was the Knicks, and that was in like a strike.
I think the
sort-
Houston
shortened
Rockets
year.
might have
And
been
I
an
know-
8
Did they?
seed when they won the
The
championship.
most
I'm not sure.
recent
All right,
in
we can
any
go back.
sport was the LA Kings back in 2013. They were an 8 seed.
You
And
mean
so-
like the?
I mean basketball.
You mean like the
yeah.
OJ
yeah, no,
season?
I know.
Back then, like the OJ season?
Yeah, they were an 8 seed.
No
In
8 seed has
94.
ever won the NBA
You're
No
title.
8 seed has won the title.
No.
Okay,
Okay.
all right. Well,
Mhm.
I thought the Rockets may have.
Yeah,
been.
this
By the way,
one-
Pat Riley's 78.
Yeah.
5 years younger than Pacino.
He
Yeah,
looks
well,
great.
Yeah.
He looks a lot different.
He
By
could
the
probably
way,
steal Pacino's girlfriend
I mean, I just
right
thought
now.
of this. Pacino and the baby might be wearing diapers at the same time.
well, that's the funny. That's the
just-
funny
just
part,
so
Matt.
wrong
It's
to
funny
say
that you say that because off our
Well, it
friends,
depends.
off of
Yeah.
our 1010XL
Depends.
YouTube live stream, which of course you can comment, JJ using. What do we like to call our friends over on YouTube?
This is the Yahoo pop-off chat line. Yahoo!
Larry wants to know what's the over/under on Pacino seeing his kid's preschool graduation.
You guys are savage.
Yeah,
They are.
Ooh, all right, we keep it rolling. A Thursday. I forgot to get the in as we get our version of the weekend started right here on XL Prime.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Anytime Fitness Sawgrass is the preferred gym of yours truly, Mia O'Brien. Strengthen everything from calves to confidence.
You know how superheroes have these secret identities?
Is that girl?
She's Lauren Brooks.
I'm 1/3 of an elite crime fighting team backed by an anonymous millionaire.
Afternoons on The Franchi Show
At your service.
on 1010XL.
AC's broke, it ain't no joke. Call Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. Florida Home AC. FloridaHomeAC.com.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself. Call J-Dog. Here now, proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business. They can even handle small demolition projects, and they're still donating local items to veterans in need. So let J-Dog do the dirty work for you. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned and operated. JDog.com.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From roll and lock bed covers to Lear toppers to cam locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
This is Denny Thompson. Join me for the Gator Bites podcast presented by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with new episodes every Wednesday. Subscribe and listen by searching for 1010XL Florida Gators podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or TuneIn.
Exciting news from Woody's Barbecue. Backed by overwhelming demand, Woody's presents their all-you-can-eat chicken special every Sunday with all the trimmings, just $12.49.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
Clearwater. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
Active and pain-free. That's the ticket. Dr. George Barry here, and I know that's the goal of every patient I see. They want the best possible care so they can go back to enjoying life. That could be pick up basketball, golf, tennis, running, or just working out. It all requires you to be as healthy as you can be. If joint pain is taking its toll on your active lifestyle, come see me at Barry Orthopedics. We have locations all over Jacksonville and can diagnose and treat even the most severe joint pain. A homegrown Jacksonville practice. Find out more at BarryOrthopedics.com.
He's part of the dynamic duo in Dolphins country, and now you can meet and get an autograph from Tyreek Hill at Palm Beach Autographs Friday, June 9th in the Avenues Mall. All the details are at PalmBeachAutographs.com. Meet Miami Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill at Palm Beach Autographs Friday, June 9th.
Business owners know Andy's Automotive and Truck Services for routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs. Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize downtime and keep your fleet on the road. Visit andysats.com.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
If your hair is thinning and you're looking for an easy solution that will restore your hair, check out IHRS PRP Platelet-Rich Plasma. PRP, using your own platelets and cells to restore your hair where it's thinning. Combined with their FDA-approved laser hair therapy and pharmaceutical-grade products, all three will deliver one better result. Call IHRS now for a free evaluation and to find out if their PRP 45-minute treatment will work for you. Now there is a solution for any man or woman with any degree of hair loss. And it's all in one place. Call 904-777-IHRS. IHRS has been restoring hair for over 30 years. The staff at IHRS knows what it's like to lose their hair. And that's why they're ready to help you grow your hair back.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys locksmith service.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer.
Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Malfunctions in your electrical panel can lead to hazards like fire or power outages, leaving your home at risk. So leave it to the pros and Mr. Sparky.
888 Sparky.
Your on-time electrician, Mr. Sparky of the First Coast.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville.
My girl is banging, she's solo maintenance. Don't need no champagne, poppin' entertainment.
This is XL Primetime, brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
We weren't, wait for it. Wait for it. Keep it playing, JJ. Keep it playing.
Yeah, we fancy like Applebee's on a date night.
We didn't go Applebee's on this fine Thursday of XL Primetime.
The other part right here is really good. Here it is right here. Natty in a styrofoam cup. Cannot go wrong.
That's Walker Hayes. Not Walker Little. Walker Hayes. You can enter to win some tickets. Correct me if I'm wrong, JJ. By
Give them away in a bit.
But giving a call to 641-1010. Not right now.
Yep.
Not right now. That's going to be coming up later in this lovely 12 o'clock hour. But no, we weren't fancy like Applebee's today, but the tight lady did hook Leon up with some nourishment this morning.
Yeah, the tight lady always hooks me up, you know. I tell you what, I was coming back from the stadium because I had to do the little promo video for the Titans game or whatever, and I drove past University. I said, you know what, we ain't had in a while. I said, we ain't had no Popeyes in a while.
Get in my belly!
And Popeyes opens at 11. I was there at 11:01, no line. I pull up, I put the order in, right? So I look in the window, and I see tight lady, and she in there making her iced tea for herself, or nobody, for herself. And she's drinking, and I say, hey, tight lady. She said, hey, baby, how you doing? I said, yeah, you got my order? She said, you put your order in? I said, I put it in. She said, go and throw him another piece of chicken in there for me. Tight lady,
baby.
I don't want to get tight.
Explain again why you call her tight lady.
I call her tight lady. This happened way back when I was at Miami, right? When we used to go to the meals, we had a lady that fixed our plates or wherever, and she always used to give us a little extra. So she used to tighten us up. So we called her tight lady. And so when anytime about somebody tightens me up, give me a little extra, and she was older. If she's older and she hooks you up, I look at her as like a grandma.
And she knows what you mean when you say tight lady.
Yeah. When I say tight lady, when I say tight lady, she knows it. A little respect.
And as I always say, when it comes to the great Popeyes, you never know what your journey will be.
Yeah.
You never know what you're going to get. It's like a box of chocolates, but better.
One of the lyrics off the Walker Hayes song is when he gets paid. And when you come in, it's usually when you get paid.
Well, yeah, the book royalties and the cigar royalties came in, so when I give.
Yeah, he takes care.
How was the recording this morning? For what you can say.
Well, it was I can say this. Donovan Darius was there too.
Okay.
So he's apparently doing the Texans game because what I saw the backdrop behind it was the Texans game, and so he was there finishing up or whatever. So they had me in front of the Titans game. But what they did tell me is that how much trouble they got into for the video that we did for the Titans game because nobody knew about it. The coach, they didn't know about it. Now it worked out. It worked out because we did that big theatrical scene with me watching the Titans and how much I hate the Titans and all this other kind of stuff.
It's great.
They had no idea. The Jaguars front office and coaching staff had no idea. So when I can only imagine them watching it on the big screen and saying, okay, if we lose this game, it's a total bust.
And it's all on Cersei.
Yeah, it's all but that we won, the fact that we won the game, so they loved it after they realized that we won the game.
Yeah. And a big play needed to be made for that game to be won.
Yeah, and I told them, I told them when I did it today, I said, the sequel's never as good as the original.
It's true.
But I said I'm the Godfather too.
Yeah, I love it.
I had to
I
jump.
love it.
Yeah, your Empire Strikes Back.
Exactly.
You
That
take
part.
credit. Yeah, that's exactly right. You take credit.
Speaking of movie scripts and the NFL as a script, apparently Tom Brady will not be striking back. There will not be a sequel. He will not have a Brett Favre storyline where he comes out of retirement. He spoke with Sports Illustrated's Robin Lundberg this morning. I want you guys to take a listen to this. I haven't actually listened to it yet. I've only seen the subtitles. Here is what Brady said when asked about coming back.
What is your message to those fans, the media, whoever it is that's constantly concocting a way for you to come back?
I'm certain I'm not playing again, so I've tried to make that clear, and I hate to continue to profess that because I've already told people that lots of times, but I'm looking forward to my broadcasting job at Fox next year. I'm looking forward to the opportunity ahead with the Raiders, and we're in the process of that, along with the other different things that I'm a part of professionally and in my personal life, just spending as much time with my kids as I can and seeing them grow up and support the different things that they have going on. And that's a very important job, and I take them all pretty seriously.
What is your...
Didn't convince me.
I'm not buying it.
Also, he's had so much work done on his face. He looks terrible in this video.
I've always said until he turned in those paperwork. He turned in the papers. He turned this retirement paper because that's the one thing that when he's, now he can always come back.
Sure.
But he turned in those papers. I think it's real this time. And listen, first of all, he's not going to no cushy. He's going to a cushy job now. Making $35 million a year.
Yeah, and
working half the year.
He says he's taking this year off to get ready for that.
Do we really think he's going to be in the booth? I just don't see him as a booth guy. I
don't think he's going to be
as
a
an
very good
analyst. Right. I see him as a studio analyst. I totally could see that. That's a pretty cushy job as well. I just don't see him because if you're going to be in the booth, yeah, sure, you don't have to grind and physically exert force on the football field, but you still got to be traveling. Every 4 days, you're on the road.
So we're going to have a guy who's the part owner of the Raiders.
It's kind of interesting, isn't it?
Calling NFL games.
And that's the first thing I thought
absurd.
of. It's like, that's a conflict of interest.
What percentage is he going to own?
Probably not a lot.
Not a lot, but it's a lot of money, but it's a little stake. But I'm just going to guess 10%, something like that, or maybe less than that. But should you be allowed to be in the booth?
No.
Offering up analyst work? I thought it was a perfect way for him to get out of this. And I don't think he'll ever walk into it.
My thing is the NFL, are they putting up any guardrails that we know of where he can't call Raiders games? Granted, it's Fox and the Raiders are in the AFC, so they predominantly have more CBS games.
Right. You would expect that he would do that, or they would do that. They would say, hey, you can't do that. But honestly, think about if he's calling AFC West games. Is he going to be biased, unbiased? I don't know how many Cowboy games Romo's called in his career, but he was just a former Cowboy. So you can still have a little fandom running through you. But if you're owning a chunk of a team, I don't know.
I think we've probably just hit the point where it's like, all these guys are biased. It is what it is. And they're going to do their best to be not biased on the air, but it is what it is. We all know that each one of these announcers has teams that they love, even though they claim they don't. Especially the former players.
Right.
And they would like that team to win. That's how it works. But most of the time, they're professional enough to where it doesn't just go right in your face, on the broadcast.
So obvious. There are already enough built-in biases that fans think analysts already have.
Exactly.
So it probably won't change too many
look at Herb Street. Every single fan base thinks Herb Street hates them.
Yeah, exactly.
Every fan base.
And you can go back to the old Billy Packer days and all the other ones, and Brent Musburger. Heck, they even think Brent Musburger's biased. And
Herbie had to move from Columbus to Nashville.
Yeah.
Because the Ohio State fans, he's an Ohio State alum.
Well, who wouldn't rather live in Nashville?
Thought he was literally against them.
Yeah, it's comical, isn't it?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everybody else thinks that he loves Ohio
When honestly,
State.
he might be the biggest. He and Fowler together doing Ohio State games. Yeah. It makes you physically ill.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable how much they literally cheer for Ohio State.
Listen, Brent Musburger was biased against Miami. Trust me. If you go back and you listen to those broadcasters in the '80s, listen, I watched the Catholics versus Conflict game. Right? There was a scuffle before the game or whatever. You know what Brent Musburger said in the scuffle?
What?
The police had to hold Miami back. Really, the police had to hold Miami back. Really. Because I had never noticed that when I watched the game, and I usually watch the old games over the weekend. So I was watching the game over the weekend, and I said, I didn't notice that.
Now I do.
Was that before or after you mentioned the betting line?
Huh?
Oh, he
Before
definitely
or after
mentioned
you
betting
mentioned
line.
that?
He loved it.
He way back in the day, he was still the guy. Hey, it's Brent Musburger. And the line is literally like the line is the first thing he talks about at every game.
Maybe you guys shouldn't have been picking on those nice choir boys, Leon.
Yeah, that part.
The police.
Yeah, the police had to hold us. Yeah, there was a scuffle between two teams.
Right.
Yeah.
Notre Dame was holding themselves back.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, we
speak-
were unruly.
So Musburger still does the radio play-by-play for the Raiders.
For the Raiders, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to ask him if he does plan on having Tom Brady in his arsenal of play-by-play.
Well,
names.
I was going to say, speaking of the Raiders, I mean, we really haven't talked a ton about the whole Jimmy Garoppolo thing. Did you guys see that from over the weekend? About
Well, yeah, it was
that was the reason the press conference was delayed, was like he shows up to take his physical, he fails it, and they're like, all right, well, you'll get surgery. We'll kind of change the contract a little bit. Didn't tell anyone. We were all, I remember, looking around being like, isn't that kind of weird that you schedule the presser, everybody's there, you post a video of him walking into the facility, and then, oh, just kidding.
And that's when I started hatching at least the latest conspiracy theory that Tommy will look at Jimmy and say, sit down again, and he will take over. And it's not impossible to think it. It's still plausible and possible.
Wait a minute, who gets a multi-million-dollar contract without doing a physical first? Didn't
Yeah.
Garoppolo sign with a $72 million contract?
And
they didn't
sometimes-
they didn't do a physical.
A guy who's always hurt.
That's always hurt.
Right.
He didn't have a physical
And it's
before you
coming
signed
off
him?
of a season-ending injury.
Right. You would think. Sometimes do you hear him say he's agreed to a contract pending a physical? But you're right. You would think they want to be able to put
I took one here before I signed.
Yeah, a
They-
medical team.
Exactly.
I assume that that's just part of protocol for every single player.
You would think.
Well,
Maybe something else happened and they're making him take another one? I don't know.
Well, for what it's worth, Josh McDaniels telling reporters that he, quote, has no anxiety about the status of Jimmy Garoppolo moving forward. That was from 10 minutes ago.
Well, a left foot, you go along with a left foot, a shoulder, a toe, a thumb. It has been, honestly, endless.
Head, shoulders,
endless for
knees,
him.
and toes. It's like a game of operation with Jimmy Garoppolo.
It really is. And the broken bone in the foot was week 13. Yeah, and then he was out for the rest of the season, but he still has had those other injuries leading up to that one. So, yeah.
Who's their backup?
Brady.
No, well done. I think it's Stidham. I think still.
Yeah, Stidham is still
Yeah.
there.
I think he is.
Yeah. And I
Pulling
was
it up
trying to
right
think,
now.
where did Blaine go? Where did he go?
Brian Hoyer.
By the
Oh,
way.
it is Brian Hoyer.
It is
yeah.
Brian Hoyer.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
And then Aiden O'Connell, who Taylor Dahl showed me, the former Purdue quarterback. You guys got to see this tweet. I'll pull it up. Apparently, he looks like the actor that would play Derek Carr in the movie about Devontae Adams in Las Vegas.
Really?
Yeah, it's fantastic because he's got all of his Raiders gear on. Obviously, let me
No.
pull it up. It was.
He's got a good arm, Aiden
He
O'Connell.
does, and Charlie Jones, I still think, could make some noise with the Bengals because that Purdue combo last year was just lethal.
Well, I got to bring this up. In
Here it is.
We're talking about just look at these backups and all that kind of. If anybody saw on social media a cut up of Kyle Trask, oh yeah, a cut up of Kyle Trask and Baker Mayfield during OTAs. This was a couple days ago. And what was the
No bueno?
what was the oh my gosh what was the storyline, Mia, with the last handful of OTA practices of the Jaguars? How many balls have hit the ground?
With Trevor.
Yeah.
0 to none. There was
Yeah,
one
I
that
was
went
thinking
off
there might
Zay's
have been
hands.
two, might have
one that
been.
went off Tank Bigsby's hands.
Yeah.
That was it.
Well, I'll pull this up and show it to you. I mean, they are flat. This is the classic. He cannot hit a brick wall or the
Either one of them.
side of a barn. Well, they went through the cut-ups. Went through Trask miss, Baker miss, Trask miss, Baker miss, and then they had to put 3 or 4 in where they actually hit their target. But it was
No defenders.
against air, and it was 10, 12 yards down the field that they were completing these passes. 15 to 20 yards down the field. I'm telling you, some of the worst misses and against air. And that's why when I was looking at Leon, when you were on vacay, I'm like, you add up the quarterbacks this team is going to play against, this defense will be better based on 10/17ths of their games
The entire
against
NFC
bad
South is
quarterbacks.
terrible.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
I mean,
Some
Carr,
could argue the rest of the AFC South is
right.
terrible too.
So the rest of the AFC South,
questionable
other
or
than
terrible.
Carr in the North, right? Yeah, that's wow.
Can I take
I'm
it one?
calling it 10/17ths. That's why we got 10 games plugged in.
Can I take it one step further?
Uh-huh.
A second Taylor Dahl reference for the 12 o'clock hour. She was telling me earlier today in the office how her Bears group, trying to go to the Bears-Bucks game, trying to get, like a group rate, calls the ticket sales office, tries to get, a group deal. How much you think they wanted, Leon? 300 section at Ray J for Bears Bucks.
300 section. Where is that?
Upper tier.
Upper tier.
Per ticket.
Per ticket. Bears Buck. That's a yuck game, by the way.
A lot of Bears fans.
Yeah,
though.
a lot of Bears fans. I would go with.
And before the season, so this is like before you know the team stinks and the ticket prices go down. So they're still trying to like rob you. Keep that in mind.
Okay, I'll go 400.
For one ticket?
For one ticket.
Wow.
No, 200. $200.
Yeah, I was gonna say
close
150.
enough. 170 plus fees.
170. Okay.
Per
It's the
ticket.
NFL, man.
She said she's like, I'm gonna get 10 tickets. Can I like get a discount? She said how they went to the Titans and the Jags, and they got in Nashville at Nissan Stadium. They got $65 tickets because there was like 20 of them. No, to watch Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask, you have to pay $170.
Wow.
Flags fly forever.
So Musburger, by the way, got fired last year from the Raiders.
Oh, he was.
And oh, by the way, he's
Did not know that.
he's 84.
He got
a year
fired
older
or he
than
left?
Pacino.
Did he get fired?
He didn't get
He did.
I don't
Yes.
think you can fire Brett
Yes, he
Musburger.
did.
For what?
It says he's out.
He got fired.
Oh,
he didn't retire. Okay. He said many thanks to the
trying to drag this.
many
legend's
thanks to
name.
the Raiders organization. This was last June.
He will no longer
And then he
work.
said, "What's next? I hear Mike Trout might step down as commissioner of his fantasy league. You never know."
No,
He was not rehired or whatever you kept.
Here's the
He was
full,
clearly pushed out.
The full, yeah, he was pushed out. But here's the full tweet. It wasn't like he said something on the air.
No,
Because it says there
no,
was
he
no
just
reason
wasn't-
given for it. Yeah, they just
He might have said
mutually
something
parted
about
ways.
the quarterbacks. You quarterbacks.
Well, so here's the quote.
I was more along the lines of trying to connect it to Pacino again because
Yeah.
for the rest of the show, everything's going to be connected to Pacino.
I'm here for it. The tweet was, many thanks to the Raiders organization for the fond memories. I'll miss my broadcast partner, Lincoln Kennedy, and the radio production crew. What's next? I hear Mike Trout might step down as commissioner of his fantasy league. You never know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thank you, Mus. While we continue this spanning the NFL, and maybe we want to take a break first, but did you guys hear Mike Vrabel on Will Levis yesterday?
Did not.
Oh.
And I think that's one we could do an eye on the offseason and bring that up.
Yeah, let's do
because the
that.
other one I want to bring up is Justin Ross.
Into the Kansas City. Wow, that's a blast from the past.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a blast from the past. Okay.
Well, yeah, you'll be interested in seeing that one too. So we can probably tie them all together, and then I swear I'm going to find you this cut up of Trask and Baker at OTA practice. It is it's rich.
I can't wait. It's going to be the most thrilling thing that I watch and the most thrilling 5 minutes of radio that you will hear all week. Speaking of thrilling radio, we have the opportunity for you to win those Walker Hayes tickets. Again, he's coming to Jacksonville.
So I'll steal his line because this is what JJ's going to do it. But every now and then when I get paid, I got to spoil my baby with an upgrade. So JJ, upgrade him.
Oh, absolutely. I love that. Pair of tickets to see that wordsmith, Walker Hayes, at Daly's Place, June 9th. It's coming up, folks. B car number 4 right now at 641-1010.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. Summer on the First Coast with 1010XL, Jacksonville's cool summer station.
Wrestling fans, the River City Wrestling Con will slam into the Jax Fairgrounds June 10th and 11th. This two-day event will feature appearances by pro wrestling superstars, exciting wrestling matches, and an assortment of vendors and artists. Guests include Kurt Angle, Saraya, Jake the Snake Roberts, Rob Van Dam, and many more. Get tickets at rivercitywrestlingcon.com or follow on social media for event updates. June 10th and 11th, the River City Wrestling Con at the Fairgrounds.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. That's just $1,000 down, $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. But it doesn't stop there. Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned has over 400 used in stock, plus more than 100 vehicles under $18,000. And with every pre-owned purchase at Arlington, you get peace of mind from Arlington's 30-day exchange program. That's 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it for one that you do. So if you've been looking for a low down payment and a low monthly payment, you'll find it at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Don't wait. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Hey, Hey, poker fans! Summer is upon us, and the Best Bet Summer Swing Tournament Series will be hot in June. From June 1st through the 25th, the Summer Swing will feature all 3 Best Bet locations from St. Augustine, Orange Park, and Jacksonville, with summit tournaments and guaranteed events from $30,000 up to $100,000. Catch the action starting with the Bet 1, a $300 no-limit hold'em at Best Bet St. Augustine. Visit bestbetjacks.com for more details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
Why can't I just speak to an actual human being? I need a new bank.
Well, actually, at One-to-One Financial, communication is not only number one, it's one-to-one. When you call, you get to talk to a real live Jacksonville human, fast, and with someone who's truly concerned about your needs, your security, and finding solutions as a team.
Thank you.
Ready to break up with your bank? Find a real long-term banking relationship at One-to-One Financial, Jacksonville's hometown credit union. Visit one-to-onefcu.org for more information on opening an account today.
Federally insured by NCUA.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Crystal, COO with Remedy Staffing. As employers, labor trends continue to keep us guessing. Is the job market strong? And what is worker availability going to look like? Well, February's BLS job report indicated that we have a hot job market and that Jacksonville's unemployment rate is 2.5%, 1% lower than our national average. So if you're interested in workforce solutions and how our team can help you, please call or text me at 904-329-9802.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or two. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Want great drinks at a great location without paying outrageous prices? Players Grill has you covered. Monday through Friday, happy hour from 3 to 5 p.m. $15 bottomless mimosas on the weekend. Players Grill Miramar, where the neighborhood meets.
We see some patients who come in and they have been in just so much pain for so long that they are just deflated.
But that's about to change because QC Kinetics provides hope for relief using all new regenerative treatments that concentrate your body's own healing properties into aching hips, back, shoulders, and knees. And Dr. Zuckerman, a medical director at QC Kinetics, loves watching the patient transformations.
One of the most amazing things is when I get to see a patient who, after a few months of our treatments, is just a completely different person. They are smiling and happy, and the weight of the world is off their shoulders because we were able to take away their pain.
And that's with no drugs, no surgery, and no downtime.
It's just amazing to be able to change people's lives like that. It's very gratifying.
Call QC Kinetics now for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 904-274-5522. That's 904-274-5522. 904-274-5522.
Hi, this is Dave Barker with IHRS. If you're looking for a real solution to your thinning hair or hair loss, call IHRS now at 904-777-IHRS.
What's causing your hair to fall out? Can your hair grow back? Get to the root of your problem with IHRS Hair and Scalp Analysis. This analysis magnifies your hair and scalp 400 times to see what procedures can restore your hair. Call right now for your free analysis, 904-777-IHRS, or visit hairforme.com. Stop wasting money on solutions that don't work. IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years. They are the only clinic to offer the trademarked multi-unit hair grafting PRP platelet-rich plasma and the NeoGraft FUE hair transplant procedure.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS or visit hair4me.com. Hairforme.com.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL.
A pair of Florida baseball standouts were named 2023 All-American by Collegiate Baseball this morning. Jack Caglione and Wyatt Langford both hauled in second-team accolades, while JU Baseball's Evan Crest earned All-American honors also. The freshman right-handed pitcher was named to the second team after an outstanding debut campaign. And the NCAA baseball tournament starts Friday. Quite a few local ties will be competing for the championship. Some of those include Gavin Abrams out of Nice, outfielder for Clemson, Creekside pitcher Colby Frieda for Kentucky, and two former Mandarin Mustangs, both playing for Florida A&M, Ty Jackson and Ethan Jenkins, who will be battling the Gators tomorrow at 5:30. 78 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temper brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
1 o'clock hour is here, cranking on a Thursday. Thanks for hanging out with us, either on YouTube. You can search 1010XL, hang out with us there, throw some comments our way, or listen to us on any of our other streaming online, at work, the apps, or the old radio dial. We appreciate it. Joe C., Big Leon Cersei for another hour. Matty Hayes back from vacation. Me, O'Brien. We are all here along with JJ. Last night, how about a round of applause? Because all Florida does in the non-football part of your calendar year is win championships. That's all they do. That's all they do. Forget about football. It's all about golf natties now, among other things.
Football should take credit because I heard Billy Napier was texting the golf coach. So that's probably what put him over the edge.
I do hope he seeks advice from him. How'd you do that again? We got to get into the Billy Napier conversation, but last night we were watching Georgia Tech in Florida. We were at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Never say the Yellow Jackets aren't an athletics program.
Yeah. Another great turnout last night at the Golf Club of Southampton. So we're sitting back watching Ricky Castillo and a handful of others get the job done. And Georgia Tech made their run at them, Leon. Their run at them. But Florida slammed the door shut in the end.
Is that what we're doing? We're
Yeah,
counting
that is what
golf
we're doing.
natties?
That is what we're doing.
That's like me counting swimming natties in Miami.
And by the way, we have some of those too, if you're wondering. And we may have a baseball one before it's all said and done with the regionals rocking and rolling. But, yeah, a spring sports university. Hey, Jeremy Foley back in the day, Matt, he wanted it to be a university that had all sorts of sports. All sorts of sports. Did you see that?
Oh.
Did you see that?
Yeah, we're going to get to that real quick. A saucy nug on the front of the Florida Golf. The Gators, as an athletics program, never say we don't do anything nice for you, Florida fans. They have now won a national championship in every full NCAA season since 2008, 2009.
Yeah. Saucy nugs. That's pretty good.
But,
Billy, get back to us on if you can contribute at all in any way, anytime soon.
Ditto to the quarterbacks in Tampa Bay.
Oh, my
gosh. I mean, that's
Did you guys
asking
see
a
that?
lot, by the way, for saying, Billy, get back to us if you can. Come on.
Yeah, well, listen, let me tell you something, buddy. There better be an uptick in performance. What was his quote coming out of the spring meetings? Is they just didn't.
They didn't have the dynamic.
They didn't have the. What does that mean? What does the word dynamic mean?
I'm going to.
My
So
wife
you want me to translate that for you?
And I don't know what she's talking about.
We didn't have dudes. That's what he was basically saying.
Dynamic is characterized by constant change, activity, or progress.
I
So,
can
yeah,
be
he was right about that. They certainly didn't have that.
They didn't have players. That's what the problem.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, it will be a slow fuse before the burn of Gator Nation takes over if they're not happy. I think they're not preaching patience. They're being forced to preach patience.
He's not
right
going
now.
anywhere, man.
I know that. That's what I'm saying.
He could literally go 4-8 and they're not going to fire him.
I mean, I know you've said it, but will that make any Gator happy? I wouldn't think so.
It won't, but I mean, unless they want to come up with $32 million to make him walk away.
Well, I'm just saying, forget about the price tag. It will not make any Gator fan happy. That's all I'm saying.
No.
And so, if you're like, okay, let's preach patience, you're being forced to preach patience. That's all you can do right now because, as you said, they're not going to run him out, and they hope that he's done a good job recruiting.
I actually think he's going to make it there.
Right. The earmarkings in his recruiting suggest that he's doing a good job there, and that's the key.
Mike Norvell went 5-7.
Mm-hmm.
Did not everyone in Tallahassee want him run out of town?
Yeah. That's why we did the 10-10 take yesterday, because you're going to have to. Gainesville's going to have to look at Tallahassee for at least a little idea.
And what's fascinating,
by the way,
there,
Seminole
too,
fan pointed it out that they were ready to run him out too. They couldn't do it
Right.
because they had spent too much.
And Mike Norvell was not recruiting at the level that Billy Napier is thus far.
Yeah.
He was going through the transfer portal,
Yeah.
so you were seeing at least some returns immediately,
Mhm.
whether that's the Jermaine Johnsons or the Jared Verses of the world. But at least, even if it takes a little bit longer in Gainesville, you are developing guys and developing a pipeline within your own organization that then you can see success long term, not just for as long as those transfer guys are on the team.
They're doing things exactly opposite is what they're doing. So you're going to be able to see quickly what's the more successful route to take. Build through high school recruiting or build through the portal.
Right.
Because if you want to compare those two coaches and the portal, one's recruiting at an A- level, the other one's recruiting at an F level.
Right.
So now, if you want to compare them at the high school level, one's recruiting at about a B+ to A- level, and the other one's recruiting at about a C level.
So you're saying A plus C and then F and
Although Florida State's got a nice
BC.
high school class coming, they're working on a nice one right now.
Yeah.
But it's
That'll be the first
that will
nice
change over the next 2 or 3 months when everybody starts to commit.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
Alabama and all those.
But
guys
that's always going to be the challenge. Same thing Mario's facing down in Miami. You got to figure out. But you have to get plucks out of the transfer portal. If you are a fledgling football team right now, you've got to get some just add water guys that you can plug in and have them play right away.
And Mario last year learned it the hard way. I mean, a lot of that talent, that so-called talent that we watched last year, was a lot of Manny's guys that he had to play, and he didn't have any. He didn't do much in the portal. But this year, he's going after some portal players. He's got some guys coming there. Plus, he can recruit too. Mario can recruit.
You can do both. Yeah.
You do both. You got it going on.
Yeah, I think everyone, and when I say everyone, I mean all the big high-level programs, know that there's going to be a combination of guys that were either disgruntled, didn't feel like they got their fair shake, and they're out and they're available in the transfer portal, and they do have some college experience where they have had success, and you better make sure that you keep a fertile recruiting base underneath you so you can grow every single year with good players coming through your system.
Well, here's the thing that, I mean, I'm okay with the portal. I'm okay with the portal. But at some particular point, you got to develop kids. I mean,
Yes.
why do you have assistants? Why do you have assistant coaches there if they don't bring in the talent and develop that talent? I mean, I'm going back to my era, but when I came to Miami, I wasn't ready to start. I wasn't ready to play.
Right.
I mean, I had to wait in line until my opportunity came, but I was developed while I was there, and then when it was my time to shine, I shined. I mean, why do you have assistant coaches if they're not developing players?
I totally agree.
From high school and then getting them ready for when their time comes that they're able to. I mean, Saban doesn't it? I mean, that's the reason why they've been champions so many years.
The greater question is, at some point you're going to miss on a transfer portal class because it's not. These guys aren't guaranteed. These guys are leaving their schools for a reason.
Exactly.
So you're going to miss at some point.
Right.
And when that happens, and when you miss, and when you go down to a 7-5 season or 6-6 season, then you've got nothing to fall back on as far as building. Then you're chasing your tail in the portal again.
Right.
And then you're hoping you hit again. So you've got to recruit well in high school.
And let's remind people of the numbers. And you probably have them in your head right now, the total number of players that are in the transfer portal. Last offseason, there were 150 quarterbacks that were in the transfer portal.
More, it's like 190 something is what it was, yeah.
Yeah, over 150.
Yeah.
Okay. And then what was that? It was
the
like
total number was like 1,600.
Yeah, 15-something. 1,500 players, and then versus how many available spots or how many – it was like 300 and some.
It was more than that, but it was like about 35-40% of spots.
It's just – so, yeah, you got to be careful. You got to hit it right. You got to get a Jared Verse, a Johnny Wilson. You got to get these types of guys.
He crushed it last year.
Yeah, he did.
They had like 6 guys that literally came in and were impact guys.
Yeah.
If you can get 6 guys from the portal to be impact-type players, I mean, that will bring you from a 5-7 team to a 10-2 team quickly.
Yeah, and the Golden Chiefs are pretty fired up
in
right
that
now.
in that conference, I should say.
I'm talking to Diamonds and the boys. They're pretty fired up.
Sure. Why wouldn't they be?
They should be. We'll find out if they can get it done, but they definitely are fired up for it. That's for sure. I reached out to Diamonds to try and get him to up my bid on the Franchi walk-off charities auction because Hicken and Franchi caught me.
Oh, no.
Yeah,
no way.
They caught me.
It must have been because we were talking about it and the Nooners revolted.
And so you got the
Nooners, don't revolt against us. Join us.
Yeah. So you got the walk-off charities. You go to walkoffcharities.com. Our tournament that Frank puts together is next Monday at Deer Creek. We'll all be out there broadcasting live and participating in the tournament. Looking forward to it. But right now there is a live auction that is going on throughout the entire week. It will close out next Monday. But you've got awesome items. You know, we were playing Walker Hayes and giving away tickets. You've got tickets to Darius Rucker. You can go down the line with a lot of great concerts, memorabilia pieces. My buddy Donald, who tried to prop up Frange and get him going, now that Frange has gone past his price limit, he's putting money on the Tebow jersey. So you can go and look at all of them. You got a black Jaguars Trevor Lawrence jersey, a teal Trevor Lawrence jersey. You got a chance to play golf with Blake Bortles, Ballou, Hicken, Pross, Frange, me, any of those, and many other auction items. Go to walkoffcharities.com. Make sure you put your bid in.
Boat, by the way, he has exceeded you guys. Yeah. $2,000, the current bid for golf with Blake Bortles, but he only has 3 bids.
Yeah, that's pretty good, though. He probably told one of his buddies to go ahead and bid on him so they could go out there and talk construction and rip cigs is probably what they were doing. And so just check any of them out and see if you can bid on them because there's a lot of great items, and it's all for walk-off charities, that's for sure. Now, I showed you guys, so we'll maybe get into our eye on the offseason come up here in just a second, but I showed you all that little cut-up.
Oh, my God. Well, so let's go to the cut-up because I think, and I'm pulling up the original tweet, so this is Kyle Berger from ABC in Tampa.
Yeah.
And the caption was simply checking in on the Bucs quarterback competition between Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask. It was not posted with the intent of, oh, my God, look how awful they look, or, oh, my God, look at them only able to complete passes to running backs and tight ends on underneath routes, which, quite frankly, that was most of the Bucs offense last year anyway, so what's the difference? Then Bleacher Report got a hold of it, and they just simply posted it. Bucs quarterback competition between Baker and Trask is underway. Yeah. Google eye emoji.
Yeah, and I love the Google eye. I admit it. I'm a softy for it, but
they do show some completions.
Yeah, they had to.
They're just, like 3-yard routes over the middle.
They were the dump offs. You got the googly eyes when you looked at it. You're like, oh my gosh,
it didn't look good.
Yeah. So we'll get into that because honestly, if we start going through the quarterbacks that this team will face, if you're a Jaguar fan, you gotta feel pretty good.
Well.
For right now.
They might have listen, everybody has an off day in practice.
Yeah, but
it looked like 83 Al Pacinos. What it looked like.
Yeah. All right, we'll get into that coming up. It's XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
You're exactly the kind of hero the world needs. At the end of the day, it comes down to the same question I've been asking my wife every Friday night for the last 20 years. Do you want some of this?
1010XL.
Mia O'Brien here for my friends at Duck Duck Rooter. When it comes to plumbing and septic issues at your home or business, you gotta be sure you hire the right company. Don't get burned by some Joe Schmo riding around in an unmarked truck pretending to be a plumber. When you hire Duck Duck Rooter, you get experience and integrity that is backed by the owners. Plus, you're supporting a local, family-owned company, not some big corporation. So when you're stuck this summer, just call the Duck, 904-862-6769 or online at duckduckrooter.com.
Let's fire up the flavor and ignite those appetites. Let's slow down and smell the barbecue. Because all your favorites are smoked for hours and ready for eating when you are. From our famous ribs to slow smoked pork. Enjoy some perfection by the plateful, safely in our dining room or in the comfort of your home. With curbside pickup, drive-through, and delivery. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. Looking for a great way for your kids to enjoy sports? Check out I9 Sports, the way youth sports should be, offering flag football, basketball, soccer, and t-ball in Duval, St. Johns, and Clay County. You can play year-round, fall, winter, spring, and summer seasons with co-ed programs ages 3 to 17. Enter promo code 1010XL to receive $5 off registration. All the details are at i9sports.com.
David Garrard here. Once again, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist has gotten me back to my active lifestyle by easing my knee pain with PRP treatment. PRP is a platelet-rich plasma concentrate that promotes tissue repair and healing and can even help alleviate pain caused from arthritis. Ask your doctor at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist if PRP may be right for you too.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Want to drive a real, authentic tank? For your chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime tank driving experience package for you and 3 friends from TankAmerica.com, text the word TANK to the 1010XL text line at 641-1010.
I'm Matt Hayes. If you have trouble sleeping because of neck, back, or hip pain, check out my show with Dr. Mitchell Yas, Pain-Free Living, Sunday mornings at 10, here on 1010XL.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the country that offers multi-unit hair grafting, FUE Neograft hair transplants, and the 45-minute effective PRP treatments.
Multi-unit hair grafting gave me more hair in one procedure and within my budget.
Thank you, IHRS. IHRS showed me what was causing my hair loss and helped stop it.
Schedule a free evaluation and find out how to grow your hair back and keep the hair you have. Call 904-777-IHRS. Take the first step to restoring your hair today. Visit hairforme.com.
Now my hair will grow for the rest of my life. Thanks, IHRS.
IHRS has been restoring hair for men and women for over 30 years.
Call now for a free in-person or virtual evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
Do you have a VA loan? In this housing market, homeowners with VA loans have access to a ton of instant cash. Hey, it's Prosser here. Do you need cash to pay off credit cards and other high-interest loans? Does a check for 80 or 90 grand sound about right now? Well, Loan Pronto is helping veterans every day get the money they need with a quick and easy zero-cost cash-out refi with zero closing costs. With a VA loan, it's really cool because you can access up to 100% of your home's value. Use that money to pay off credit cards, home equity lines, car loans, consolidate all your payments into one check per month, and close in 2 weeks. Most homeowners who do this end up cutting their overall monthly payments by $800. Loan Pronto's all-digital process makes it fast and easy. They're doing loans with super low APRs, and they love working with veterans. Call now to see what your options are. Call Loan Pronto at 999-1508. That's 904-999-1508. Or go to loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval.
Learn the secrets to bring your A game on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour.
Yeah, well, you really crushed that ball off the tee, I'll tell you what.
Learn the latest on new equipment from all the major manufacturers on the Edwin Watts Golf Hour. Saturday morning at 10 on 1010XL.
Hey, Jags fans. Renewal by Andersen is a proud partner with your favorite team. And they bring that same commitment to excellence to your home's windows and doors. With their advanced Fibrex material and energy-efficient glass options, their windows and doors are the perfect choice for your next home improvement project. Let them help you bring more light and life into your home. Schedule a complimentary consultation today. Renewal by Andersen, the official window and door replacement partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CGC 1527613.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Yeah. Now let that guitar fall in. Oh, yeah. Time to bring in the organ now. Yeah, you do the diner.
This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool on 1010XL.
Listen, this song goes for all the tight ladies in the world, all right? All the tight ladies. Yeah, all the tight ladies. All the grandmas that hook you up.
I love
back in the day. Or even now.
Remember, I told you the
tight
story.
ladies.
You got to drive up. Next time you drive up to Popeyes, you got to be blaring this.
Yeah.
The tight
lady.
Oh, she appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I told you the same story. She goes, I said, I just want, she goes, oh, I got you, babe. I got you. I got you, babe. That's what you want. All right. That is beautiful. Beautiful. All right. Big Sur's hanging out until 2 o'clock. Thanks for hanging out with us via the YouTube channel or wherever else you are checking us out. We mentioned what was going on down at Tampa Town, and like Mia said, it's not a complete and total rip job as far as Baker Mayfield and Kyle Trask are concerned, but it just speaks volumes to right now what they're facing trying to replace the GOAT, and it's not easy when you had a guy come down there instantly, put your team back on the map, win a Lombardi trophy while doing it in a short amount of time, and then walk out the door, and you're not going to feel like you're going to be able to pick up the pieces and have an instant succession plan, as we've used that word a couple times today.
Yeah, exactly, because I'm still only on episode 4 of the final season, and I need to pick up the pace so JJ doesn't feel like he's spoiling everything for me with regards to the HBO show. But no, another succession situation going down in Nashville, staying in the AFC South, Joe C. So you haven't seen this Will Levis throwing his helmet and Mike Vrabel having to answer questions about it situation.
All right, so let's use that to start us off with a little eye on the offseason.
Time now for Eye on the Off Season, brought to you by Dr. Robert Schnipper and the Jacksonville Eye Center.
Their vision is your vision. Make sure you check them out. Dr. Schnipper's been in Jacksonville for a long, long time. I'm going to call him the OG of ophthalmology when it comes to taking care of your eyes. And you're thinking right now about LASIK. Find out what they have to offer, the latest technology, the Allegretta Wave, the Intralays. They can do it and make sure that you're seeing 20/20. Glasses, contacts, and even later in life, cataracts. He does a lot of them. And when I go visit him, I see a lot of people that trust him, are happy. Make sure you make an appointment and find out all that he can offer to you. 355-5555 as we head up to Nash Vegas.
Yeah, so this is Mike Vrabel after yesterday's practice when asked about Will Levis with some misses and perhaps some frustration as well.
I think Will is competing. He's working hard. Trying to take care of those rookie guys. It's a lot for the receivers and the skill players. So, that's part of the job of the quarterback is to make sure that everybody knows where to go, where to line up, what to do. So he's trying to do that when we work with the rookies in the afternoon. And then come out here and practice and try to carry it over to the practice field.
He talked himself out of smashing his helmet when he fumbled the snap late. Is he good at kind of contextualizing, compartmentalizing?
Yeah, it would just payroll deduct him if he breaks all the helmets and the speakers and stuff inside. So just frustrating. I'm sure that's something that they, we talked about yesterday, and it came up here again today. So we'll have to focus on that and make sure that when 5 different guys snap to the quarterback or potentially the quarterback, everybody's going to snap it a little differently or based on the play. Center's moving in one direction. So we'll just have to make sure that that's taken care of.
What do you think of that?
Little trouble in Whoville, huh? I like it.
Yeah, and I think this is back-to-back years that he's had to answer about a rookie. Now,
but that's also the thing. That's back-to-back years, Joe, where they've drafted a rookie with an attempt to create that succession plot for when they do say goodbye to Ryan Tannehill. Yeah,
because when they went out and got Treylon Burks last year, it was after the A.J. Didn't the A.J. Brown deal go down?
Yes,
draft week?
round 1. Yep.
Yeah,
round 1.
And so that's when they went and drafted him, and then obviously he was struggling, had the asthma and whatnot, and then now
out of shape.
Yeah, now you got a guy that. What do you think of when you see a frustrated rookie?
Well, here's the answer to the fumbling of the snap. Well, you get your center before practice and get some snaps in. Mm-hmm. And then after practice, you get some more snaps in. All right? That's the answer for it.
Yep.
Not slamming your helmet because you fumbled the snap. Because when you're slamming your helmet and fumbling, are you insinuating it was the center's fault or your fault?
Yeah.
More than likely, you're insinuating by slamming your helmet that the center's fault. So now you...
Or you're bringing him in with you.
Yeah. So now you're pointing the finger at the offensive line, which is never a good thing.
Never.
All right? Never a good thing.
Because they're not going to protect you.
You need to check yourself.
Yeah, and that's take my ball, go home kind of move when you do that.
He's definitely, whether he wants to or not, by doing that, he's bringing the center into his frustration.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so you can't help it. But we'll find out. Maturity's going to be always the question.
And guess what we do as offensive linemen when we get together? Oh, we talks about you. We talks about you. He slammed his helmet like that, and then we getting a little huddle together.
What's that talk like?
Huh?
What's that talk like?
It's very interesting.
Oh, he must think we're not doing a very good job. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to let my guy by a little easier next time.
Really?
Nah, we don't do stuff.
Do you kind of whiff on purpose the next time?
No, we don't whiff because then you jeopardize. You putting your job in jeopardy.
Right. But you at least got to give him.
But you know, you got to give him an understanding in the huddle. I mean, because listen, as much as I love Keenan McCardell, who's my teammate and everything like that, he had a tendency when he came back in the huddle after a play, he would always say, offensive line, I was open now, give me some time. And me and Baselli would say, shut up and run your route. That's what we would say. So it varies. It can go from the wide receiver, the running back can get some too, and even the quarterback.
So up there in Titans land, Paul Kaharski, who we've had on XL Primetime a number of times, he says, you watch the Titans quarterbacks, it's very hard to envision a time this season, is how he describes it, when Ryan Tannehill isn't very clearly the best option. You'd expect him to be miles ahead, and he is, command, precision, control, etc. So if he is saying was this the 31st day of May? Yeah, he tweeted it out yesterday. So if he's saying it in May, he's saying an entire 17-game schedule he doesn't see in this short amount of time that another guy can unseat Ryan Tannehill.
So what happens if Ryan Tannehill gets hurt?
Yeah, well, they're going to have to.
Do they go to Malik Willis when
Well, I
they
don't know.
literally signed a dude off the street
Is
in
Dobbs
Josh
still-
Dobbs?
yeah.
No, he's not on the team.
Yeah, he just
they
was-
signed Josh Dobbs, and they started him over their third-round pick in the de facto AFC South Championship game. And so that says to me they've all but given up on Malik Willis.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
how
buy.
interpret
I don't buy this. Well, he's going to develop. Well, then why did you go out and draft another quarterback on day 2 this year? And if he really is a project, then you may be going into a rebuild for 1 to 2 years because, correct me if I'm wrong, they can get out from underneath Tannehill's monstrous contract after this season.
Yeah, and it would be the second team to get out from underneath a monstrous contract with Ryan Tannehill if it happened.
Tannehill got 2 $100 million contracts.
Yeah, massive.
Two.
Yeah.
The American dream.
Gracious. Wait, listen, whatever air he's breathing, I want to breathe it. I want to breathe his air.
By the way, Leon, the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures wants you to do the Keenan voice again.
Yeah.
We've had several people say
Come
it.
on, line, I'm open. Give me some time. That was it.
And he would
When you guys said just run your route,
Yeah,
what would you say?
well, listen, me and Sully took turns at saying that because it was almost every other game.
Know your role and shut your mouth.
That part.
You jabroni.
And so what would he say when you said that?
What?
Keenan.
No, when he would say it, he
you
was,
guys would say just
we would
run
just
your
say,
route.
Man,
He
shut
probably
up.
didn't have a lot to say.
We'll say, man, shut up, just run your route.
And he didn't say it. He didn't respond at all.
No, he did.
But I like
because he knew he was wrong for coming there saying that. Because he doesn't catch passes if we don't protect. You know that his job is in jeopardy if we don't protect. So he knew not to say so much, but he said it anyway.
I like the Leon slash McCardle face because McCardle will get that.
Oh,
get
yeah.
that face going down.
Bro, he was always open. Always open.
Was he?
Keaton's open today, right now as a coach. Some way he's running a route, he's open.
All right, let's keep moving eye on the offseason because we like when there's trouble up in Tennessee Titans land, that's for sure. But I did mention Justin Ross. And Justin Ross is a guy that went undrafted, and I'm going to hand Matt Hayes the floor here at some point because he kept stumping for him that he would be a guy that should be looked at. Bottom line is he had an injury. He had 2 significant injuries. ACL, what was that? After his sophomore year? Does that sound right, Matt?
No, the back injury was after
It was the back injury.
after the sophomore year.
Yeah. And then he ultimately has a foot injury, which was also pretty significant. Anyway,
The first camp you went to with the Chiefs.
yeah, Kansas City Chiefs, undrafted free agent. They sign him. They get the surgery for him. And you look at a little video. Again, this is against air. It's OTAs. It's May. It's all this stuff. But dang it, if Andy Reid and Pat Mahomes get another weapon that can get down the field and just go up and snatch balls, and Justin Ross may be that guy.
Does that mean Kadarius Toney is not their number one?
I don't know. This guy
Sad.
definitely will be part of the plans.
I wonder if the NFL can do like the NBA did when the Lakers, when we tried to get Chris Paul, when they blocked the deal.
They just said, no, you're not doing it. That's savage.
I mean, he was undrafted, an undrafted free agent. Okay, so no one drafted him.
Right.
They picked him up. When he was a freshman, he averaged 21 yards a catch.
Yeah, he was
21 yards a
sensational.
catch, which was Trevor's.
Yeah.
That would have been Trevor's
Sophomore year.
freshman year.
It was freshman year.
They were both
Freshman year.
freshmen.
Yeah.
So when he averaged 21 yards a catch, then he had a back injury, and he was never the same guy.
No.
He's 6'4", he's 215, he's a big dude.
He can
He's
move.
like Mike Williams.
Yeah, he can move.
But he could run. Now, he hasn't been able to run since then. I don't know where he's at now, but the injury certainly hurt him. I'm sure the foot injury hurt his ability to run too. But if he's completely healthy and he's running at a top level again, good God.
Let me ask you this, Matt, because I've thought about it a lot, because I, too, thought that why not take a flyer on Justin Ross? I mean, what do you have to lose aside from heaven forbid there was to be some sort of injury on the field. Justin Ross's game compared to Calvin Ridley's game. How would you evaluate those two?
I
As
think they're completely different players, actually.
Okay.
I do. I think Ridley's more of a dynamic,
sudden, cat quick,
very sudden, and he's one of those. He's got those plyometric moves where Justin Ross is not a plyometric
and he can deep
move
you.
guy.
He can deep you.
Justin Ross is a guy that can he's gonna get open and use his body
Mm-hmm.
to get open and stay open. I mean, Ridley I think can beat anyone, and I'm not sure Justin Ross can beat anyone off the line. But I mean, Justin Ross. Put it this way: this is how much the scouts thought of Justin Ross. I remember sitting in that championship game, covering that game, and there was a scout. I won't say which team he was from. Looked at me and said, the two best guys on the field right now. That was Alabama and Clemson.
Mm-hmm.
He said they're both freshmen.
Yeah.
Lawrence and Ross.
Yeah. That's really good, honestly. And Ross looked the part, but we're talking 2 significant injuries. And you felt terrible for him. And this was a guy that they, as I understand it, in high school, they had to beg him to play football. He wasn't even super motivated or interested in the game, and then became interested in it.
I mean, he's just one of the late bloomer type guys.
Yeah.
But he was, man, as a freshman, you could see it then.
Who would be the Clemson equivalent to a Calvin Ridley? As we kind of tie together a couple different
receiver?
angles. Yeah.
DeAndre's a different type of
Sammy
receiver,
Watkins,
but he was
probably.
an alpha dog.
Probably Sammy Watkins.
Yeah. I might go there because
Any
Sammy was
that Trevor
cat quick, could beat a lot of people.
played with?
I don't think so.
Well, you had who? Higgins came out of there. Different
but
body.
T really was. T's
totally
not a,
different
he's
body.
not a Calvin Ridley type guy either.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley to me is more like Julio Jones. They're very similar type players.
Yeah, but I would consider Julio a little stronger.
Little bit.
Just a little bit.
Like, I mean, Calvin Ridley's a big dude now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's from when he got to Alabama, he was more sinewy, but he's a big dude now, man. He's a legit strong receiver now.
All right, a couple more. Eye on the offseason. I know you won't be shocked, but you're not completely sure. Tom Brady has come out and said, I'm certain I'm not playing again. We said this earlier in the show. We played the soundbite. It sounded scripted, rehearsed, and I'm happy to be with my family. And
he also looked like it was AI.
Yeah.
That's how much work he's had done. If you watch the video, he looks like a fake person.
And that's short of time?
It's weird, man.
Well, it's just wild.
It's weird. Well,
JJ.
even last season, he looked like weird.
Oh, he
yeah,
did.
but that was losing divorce work.
Right.
Yeah, but it was also Botox and
I don't know if that was
fillers.
that.
And
Do we think she made him?
Oh, my gosh, yes.
Do we
Was-
think
Do
she
you think
made
he was getting Botox in the
Hey.
middle of the season?
TB12. They do
JJ.
everything at TB12.
You're crazy.
JJ, was that him or was that a simulation?
That's what I'm saying. It could be AI.
All right, so
it could be someone claiming that he's not playing, and meanwhile he's out somewhere on vacation saying, "Of course I'm playing."
Do we think-
not getting Botox.
JJ.
Did
during the season.
Giselle make
Yeah,
him
so
get
JJ,
that, though?
Stop it.
That's what I want to
I did
know.
hear what Mia said, and I think that's hilarious.
That Giselle made him get the
I
Botox?
wouldn't put it past
And then
her.
she went and asked for a divorce. And now he just
Well-
wants to hang out with his kids. I feel bad for Tom Brady, Joe.
I do not.
I feel bad.
I don't.
I think
I don't
he
feel
is.
bad
I
for him
think
at
he is
all.
emotionally
Who cares?
not in a good place right now.
I do think he has been weakened.
Yeah.
Okay? I think he is leaking
think he's a
oil
softie at
in
heart.
a few spots.
He's
But
leaking oil. That's a
JJ,
great way to put it.
I want you to tweet out and
tell
put
you
us all,
what.
tag us all, just so we can see it. And then the Nooners, let us know if you think he's
I tell you what,
if
what
it was
makes
AI or
what
not.
makes him happy.
Yeah.
He looks in his wealth management account. There's a lot of cheddar in there. Jeez.
Well, he sees his coming job where he's got to go talk about football and get $35 million.
Yeah, that part. Yeah, I'm so sad for Tom Brady.
It's something else.
I just think the man he just looks broken.
Well, it's
Like physically and also emotionally.
I feel like he feels like he made a mistake in trying to run it back one more time
Oh, you
at
think?
the risk of his relationship.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't think he'd change it, but I think he maybe regrets just a little bit how it played out.
It's just-
Obviously, it didn't play out well in the field.
Giselle's
I think
already
we're-
dating, isn't she?
Yeah, but I think we're
That's
also
what's
all like,
That's what's troubling.
That's what's hurting him.
you know what though?
That's
I mean,
the artificial intelligence
we're
that's
all
come into his
we're all
life.
looking at it from his point of view though.
Mhm.
Think about it. We don't know Giselle is like she's very private, so we don't know what's going on with her.
Yoko, you're talking
We
about?
just
I
see
don't know.
we just see him and we think, oh, he's distraught. You have no idea.
Well, he looked like a different cat. He really did. He looked like
He did have the weight.
I tweeted it out.
more of a doubting
divorce weight
Thomas.
loss.
All right,
No
so
Go
yeah.
to 1010XL's Twitter, and you can tell us, is this really Brady or AI?
Okay, all right, beautiful.
It's-
Definitely want some Nooners to jump in on that. All right, so there you go. Eye on the offseason. Dr.
that
Robert
bad?
Schnipper. Don't forget, you can
Yeah.
log on drschnipper.com and see everything that they got. Jacksonville Eye Center. get in touch with him, and he can make sure that you see 2020. Call 355-5555. So I feel like we can bounce back to the college football world coming up here in just a second and get back to some of those Matt Hayes rankings.
Yeah, I want to get to Matt Hayes' rankings. I also want to circle back to our boy Brett McMurphy's college football playoff prediction because I need to get Matt Hayes' take. It's XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers. The off-season is more fun when you're
AFC South champs, baby.
1010XL, home of the Jaguars.
Did you know the 2023 Honda CR-V Hybrid never needs to be plugged in? The onboard system charges the batteries for you. When you think Honda, think hybrid. Good for the environment, great for your budget. Visit your local Honda dealer to experience the CR-V of the future today.
Hey Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Oh boy, not again.
Do you feel this way every time there's rain in the forecast? Amy Salt, owner of CrossFit Salt to Tear in the Riverside area, definitely did.
I had major rain anxiety from all the water collecting outside my gym. That's why I'm so happy I reached out to Clearwater Drainage. John came out, designed a system that moved the water off of my property, and all my kettlebells are now dry. I'm sleeping so much better at night.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage, too.
ClearwaterJacks.com.
There's a new butcher in town. We're talking a vacuum marinating, sausage grinding, take and bake siding, value pricing, full service butcher. And our name is Southern Steer.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Catch Sammy Hagar and the Circle live at St. Augustine Amphitheater October 26. For your chance to win tickets, text Sammy to the 1010XL text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010.
Introducing the Woody's Barbecue Friday Night Family Feast for Two. Friday night at your neighborhood Woody's. And now, for a limited time, it's only $29.99, a $7 savings. Family-size portions of barbecue pork, chicken, and spare ribs with barbecue beans, coleslaw, french fries, fried corn on the cob, and garlic toast. Just $29.99. And only on Friday nights at Woody's.
At Woody's Barbecue, it's what we do. Let's eat.
Business owners know Andy's Automotive and Truck Services for routine fleet maintenance or emergency repairs. Andy's offers after-hours and mobile service to minimize downtime and keep your fleet on the road. Visit andysats.com.
For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for
Instant Keys. Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you.
Men, are you suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE? The medical providers at Prime Men's Medical Center offer breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate problems in the bedroom without pills or surgery. 98% of men see instant results on their first office visit. Listen to a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Prime Men's Medical Center offers breakthrough medical treatments that eliminate ED and PE. Men are even lasting 90 minutes or longer, regardless of age or medical history.
But that's not all. For a limited time only, call Prime Men's Medical Center now, and your initial consultation and first treatment with our medical providers are completely free. You'll see instant results right in the office. You'll even get a gift that enhances your performance in the bedroom. All this, worth hundreds of dollars, is free if you call now. 904-664-8217. 904-664-8217. That's 904-664-8217.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative. Free promo tip. Put your logo on golf balls and give them to clients who are bad golfers. More hacks equals more exposure. Trust me, it's science. Hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
E.T. here, and y'all know how much I like my brown water, but I ain't gonna lie, it gives me headaches sometimes. So my alternative is Brackish Vodka. This gluten-free alternative to Tito's is 100% local, and all money stays right here in Duval. Not only does Brackish Vodka make you feel good, but when you support Brackish Vodka, you're also helping local charities. Try it side by side with your favorite vodka, and you will taste and smell how natural Brackish Vodka really is. And when you do, remember who sent you. Come on, somebody.
Come to Bowden Eye for all your eye care needs. Hicken here. Did you know that diabetes is a leading cause of blindness and affects up to 34 million Americans? Please don't take diabetes lightly. If you have diabetes, see your favorite Bowden Eye doc and save your vision. Bowden Eye is dedicated to the protection and preservation of the treasured gift of sight. Bowden Eye & Associates. Visit today for your personal consultation. Keeping the First Coast focused. New location now open off County Road 210 in St. Johns County.
Sports injuries are a common issue for both adults and children. Dr. George Barry here, and as a specialist in orthopedic care, the team at Barry Orthopedics and Sports Medicine here in Jacksonville provides comprehensive diagnosis and treatment of all types of sports injuries. With additional training in sports medicine and more than 30 years of experience, the team is available to care for your entire family and help you have fun and stay active. Visit us today at barryorthopedics.com.
And don't forget to check out Breaking Bones Sunday morning, 7:30 on 1010XL.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, protected by Preferred Roofing on 1010XL.
Beautiful Thursday. It's a little cloudy, but it's still a beautiful Thursday because we are one day closer to the weekend and a 4-day work week. Matt Hayes is back from vacation. Mia O'Brien, Joe Seeley on Cersei, JJ La Selva as the gang is reunited at 1010XL World Headquarters. And thus, Matt did not get to experience our spirited conversation yesterday, boys, with regards to our friend of the program, Brett McMurphy's college football playoff predictions for 2023. Now, Matt, he does, because he is your buddy. We love the action man,
right?
Mr. Brett McMurphy. You know he doesn't just do the playoff. He goes through. He does every bowl. He gives us betting odds. He has his national championship winner. He's got the Pop-Tart Bowl predicted. He's got the Tony the Tiger Bowl predicted. I don't even know if that's still a bowl game. But we'll focus on that Final Four, the college football playoff. Did you see what 4 teams?
I did not. I can't wait to hear.
Do you want to guess any of the 4?
I mean, Alabama, Georgia, Clemson, and USC.
You only got one, and that would be Georgia.
That's the defender.
Yes.
He went out on a limb.
Really?
Yeah.
All right,
He went
let's
out on a
hear
limb.
it.
All right, second go.
Yeah, give us another round of 4.
Yeah.
So Georgia is 1. They will play, according to Brett McMurphy.
That means
in
no
the Sugar
Alabama.
Bowl.
Oh, hang on a second. Brett might have picked Texas.
Nope.
Negative.
Wow.
He went
Anyone from the Big 12?
No.
He went on the deep end of the pool.
LSU.
Think deep end.
Nope.
No, not deep enough.
This was one of
Tennessee.
I got this one
Nope.
right.
Texas A&M?
Nope.
So he only has one SEC team.
He has one SEC team in the college football playoff.
Yes.
He does not have Clemson.
He does not have Clemson.
So he's got Florida State, obviously.
He
There
does.
it is.
There you
I said
go.
deep end of the pool.
So that's 2, right?
Yep, that's 2.
And then he's got
And there's-
Michigan
Yep.
and Ohio State.
Nope.
Nope. There's a sexy pick out there.
The TCU, if you may, of the crew.
And you
Tulane?
you did guess USC, but you did not get it correct.
Tulane?
Think
No.
about
Washington.
Yeah.
There it
There
is.
it is. I was going to say think dog.
So he has Georgia as a 6-point favorite over Washington in one college football playoff semifinal, and Michigan a 5.5-point favorite over Florida State in the other.
Clickbait.
Yeah, McMurph. I love it. And you know what? He will not apologize for it because it's the month
We're
of
going
May.
to have to get him on that.
Hey,
Yeah, that's what we said.
Didn't have Florida in the bowl, bro.
He did not have him in a bowl. He had him
5
in
and
a
7?
5. Yeah.
Yeah.
He had
That's a distinct possibility.
He had us in the Holiday Bowl,
Not bad.
losing to Oregon State.
So that means you're like 8-4.
Yeah.
I said the Holiday
you
Bowl
okay
is
with
not a
8-4?
bad
No,
bowl.
I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
not a bad
I'm not
bowl,
okay with
but-
an 8-4.
What, okay, I'm
Not
gonna
a
get
good
back.
record.
I'm gonna get back to what I think, but
Yeah.
first I want to ask you now: what's acceptable at Miami this year?
This year?
For you, what's
For
acceptable?
me?
To where we
10
can
and 2.
to where we can have
10 and-
Mario on the show and you won't be upset at him.
10-2.
Wow.
All right, now I'm going to just say that you're
Wow.
going to have to get
And I'm not comfortable with 10-2.
Let me just say this about my picks. I haven't even made them yet, but I can tell you this: I'm getting closer and closer to picking LSU
I knew
to win
it.
the SEC. Closer and closer.
Have you consulted
What's not to like,
Hacker
bro?
yet?
Yes,
What's
I know.
not to like?
I know. Imagine that if LSU wins the SEC, Hacker would just be.
And Florida doesn't make a bowl game.
Yeah.
He'll implode, bro.
Yeah.
Still got the
Honestly,
better coach,
What's not
man.
to like? All right, real quick, because I want to get to tie all that together with the Billy Byrne if Florida does not go to a bowl and if LSU does. But I'm looking at it, Leon, and I'm just trying to find.
Brian Kelly did reach out to Florida, by the way.
Yeah, the 2023
So did Lincoln
schedule
Riley.
here. Come on. How come I can't pull it up? For Miami. September 1st against Miami of Ohio. So I just want you to give me wins
Dub.
real quick, all right? A&M.
L.
Dub.
L.
Dub.
Dub?
Dub.
Oh, wait, it's in Miami.
Yeah, it's in
I
Miami.
don't care if it was on the
Dub.
move.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of siding with JJ here.
I'm a 500 guy right now.
They handled us last
By the way,
season, man.
do not believe in A&M any more than you have to.
No, I
okay?
think I am. I'm believing in Petrino and Connor Weigman. I'm gonna go L.
Okay.
Dub.
We'll see how we match up. You
All
got
right.
2-0. I got 1-1.
Bethune.
Dub.
Dub.
Temple.
Dub.
3-1.
GT.
Dub.
Where is it?
Ramblin' Wreck.
Where is it?
It's in
Oh,
Miami.
stop, Matt.
Dub.
All right, Dub.
It's in
I'm
Miami.
at 4-1. You're 5-0, right?
North Carolina.
L.
Dub.
Where is it?
Woo, dub.
In Chapel Hill.
That's an L.
Dub.
5-1.
Home for Clemson.
L.
That was immediate.
I think
That
there's
wasn't even. There was zero hesitation there,
Yeah,
but L.
well,
What's
Yeah.
funny is I think UNC may be the tougher foe than Clemson for y'all this year.
Especially on the road.
You know the
Dub.
way.
Yeah.
You know the
Dub.
way you say Clemson. Before you could get that out, he goes L.
I know. I love Clemson.
Yeah.
All right. Now,
All right, 5-2. I'm at now.
I got my what?
No, I'm at 5-3 with that L.
No. Well,
You're at 7-1.
I'm at 6-1, right?
So, no, it's 8 games. Aren't we 8 games?
I can't count.
I
Don't
will-
even
yeah,
ask me.
I'll
that.
get him with one loss.
I think we're at 8 games right now because
Okay,
I
I
have
got
the
one.
losses of being. I have A&M, Clemson, and North Carolina as
that's 8
losses.
games.
So it's 5-3. You have them 7-1.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right,
Right.
8 games. Now, Wahoo comes calling down in Miami.
Dub.
Dub.
Okay.
6-3.
All right. NC State, you're on the road.
Dub.
Ooh.
Bro.
Snake pit.
I'm Dub.
Who's the quarterback at
pretty good
NC
defense,
State?
I know.
man.
Yeah.
Brennan
We don't know. We
Armstrong.
just know that
from
Leary's
Virginia.
Oh, right.
Who's got Robert Arnay, his OC 2 years ago when he had 34 touchdown passes
Mhm.
at Virginia, is now the OC at NC State.
Mhm.
That might be an L, bro. 6-4.
All right, you're going 6-4.
I'm
You're
going
still only at 1
6-4.
loss.
One loss.
Florida State is next up in Tallytown.
In Tallytown.
And Tally, see, the games before will equip me to if they're ready to beat Florida State.
Yeah, if
it'll
we're
tell you.
7-1.
If we're 7-1, I'm going with the dub.
Okay.
Love that.
I don't
Yeah.
blame you if you are 7-1.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I'm going the L. They're 6-4. So
yeah.
then you're 9-1 is what you are.
Yeah, because you only got 2 games left after this.
All right.
First,
then-
first, understand this. Now, it's called off-season optimism. Okay.
Yeah.
July Joe?
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
July Joe, all right.
Exactly.
You got
June Joe.
believe.
Yeah, June
This
Joe.
is the only
I
time
mean,
you
at
could.
this point, we'd be a top 4, probably top 3 in the playoff.
And there's no swoon in June, okay? You're a believer this time of the year. Okay?
There you
There's
go.
nothing but fireworks and firecrackers. All right, so then you're home to Louisville.
Give you a dub there.
Dub.
That's a dub.
That's 7-4.
And
I
then-
might go with the L at North Carolina.
Okay, so you go just back.
So
one
that's
up.
my 10.
So you're at 9-2. I'm at 7-4.
Yeah, 9-2.
And
Last
then
week,
you finish up at Chestnut Hill up there in
That's dub.
Tommy McManus land.
Oh yeah.
it'll be a little chilly, but you get the dub.
Yeah, we get.
That'll be
So
difficult.
that's your 10-2 is
Yeah,
what you're
my
talking
10.
about.
There you go.
Okay.
But now that you're going back in
I
time
got
with
him
the
at 8-4.
butterfly effect, and we're beating losing to North Carolina instead of beating
Yeah,
them,
you
now
know.
we
Yeah.
might lose
It's a
to
great
Florida
point,
State
JJ.
as well.
because that's 2
Who
in a row,
knows?
bro.
You
If
can't
you
go
lose to
back
North
in the
Carolina and
time
Clemson,
and
that's
mess
2 in a
with
row.
stuff.
Yeah, yes, I can. It's called quantum physics.
Yeah, and he bought lunch.
They're different universes.
If you lose 2 in a row to the 2 best teams in the ACC, well, 2 of the 3 best teams in the ACC, what does that do to your quarterback, his psyche?
Ooh.
Yeah.
He just gets in his BMW and he
Yeah.
drives off.
There you go. He gets in the NIL deal, drives over.
He'll be happy. What was that long line of Land Rovers that were down there to escort recruits around? Is that what it
yes.
was?
They're doing the big down in
Now, don't be
Miami.
giving away any violations on the
I
air.
ain't
Be
no
careful here.
violations, no violation. I'm just saying.
It is on social media.
Yeah, it is on social media.
Okay.
Listen, I didn't post it. One of the coaches posted it.
Yeah.
Hell,
So
if-
tell everybody what we're talking about.
No. Well, Roland Smith, he's better known as Patty. We call him Patty. You know, he came to the university. He was my roommate in college. Whatever. He's a He's a known high school champion.
Yeah, legendary
high school champion down there in Miami, Miami Central, Northwestern. So he's a part of the University of Miami program now. He helps with recruiting and stuff like that. So he posts on his Facebook page, this is how we do it in Miami on official visits. So I saw a row of Cadillac trucks and Range Rovers. They picked me up from a cab when I went to Miami. No, I'm just joking. Coach Campbell right there said, I'm lucky to get a cab. I was a 2-star recruit.
Oh, so we're going to find out whether the money buys the best.
What's his name? Ruiz?
Yeah.
You're the billionaire?
Yeah, Ruiz.
Yeah, he's been.
Well, I mean, allegedly a billionaire.
Well, it's an up and down situation.
He's worth $999 million.
I don't even know if he's worth that. I mean, if you read some stuff on that cat,
like somewhere in the middle of the night, he's a billionaire. He wakes up, he's lost, 100.
Even JJ's kind of given up on him a little bit.
No, I have not. I'll never give up on the king.
But
how dare
but you do.
But you know what you worry about?
I understand.
You have, however, said he may not be worth.
I understand that crypto has its rises and falls. It's like a roller coaster. So yes, if most of his wealth is locked into crypto, yeah, he can be a billionaire one day and a multi-hundred millionaire the other day. I get it, but do I believe he loves Miami? Yes, I do believe he loves Miami.
Listen.
He's already brought us a Final Four. So
I think you're worried
things are only looking up.
That's
Too
right.
much money was spent in the Final Four run. I think
I followed him. That's right. I followed. I never.
Oh, that was tiddlywink. That was nothing compared to what he's got for football. Bro.
Yeah.
Just wait.
Allegedly.
I love on when JJ posted the Tom Brady, was it AI or was it really him? And then Alexander on Twitter, this was 5 minutes before the interview with Tom Brady, and it shows.
It's like a cyborg.
Yeah, exactly, which is just beautiful.
We also had a guy call in. He said, go to Burrow, like a website or app Burrow, and watch a video about cloning elites.
Yeah.
He says, I thought it was fake at first, but it sounds like we've been cloning elites for a long time.
Yeah, the Godfather says that's a robot. The NFL clone Tom. Tom is in Hawaii with his kids, actually. So that's where that's going. And then another one said...
D. Brady has the best one.
Yeah.
He says, Tom Brady died 2 years ago. It's Matt Castle in a Brady suit. He's using the same technology Facebook used when they turned an alien into Mark Zuckerberg.
Quote Mark Zuckerberg.
That's beautiful. That's awesome. All right, now, before Big Search leaves, Coach Campo's coming in.
Not a clone.
Yeah,
the
not
real
a clone.
thing.
Not a clone. Back to the college football world just real quick, because we mentioned that we were going to talk about these rankings.
Right.
So before he leaves for vacay, he pumps out ranking the SEC coaches at Saturday Down South. You can go check it out. And he's got Nick at the top.
I did it on purpose so you guys wouldn't jump on me.
Yeah.
I didn't have Nick at the top.
Are you sure?
No, Kirby's number one. I had Kirby number one last
Yeah,
year.
you had
He
Kirby.
crushed me.
Yeah, he had Kirby.
Okay, all right. So it starts off with your standard line, but I saw that as number one, and then I saw number two, championship level. So I thought Kirby was
Kirby. I mean, believe me, when I made Kirby number one last year, I had him also number one in overall.
Yeah.
In college football, I mean, people were
they came at you.
killing me.
Yeah, they came at
How
you.
could you say that over Nick? And I said, because he's a better coach. That's why.
Yeah. So you got Kirby
And
one,
guess what? He
Nick
proved it
two.
again.
Both of them are on the championship level. And you just mentioned Brian Kelly has possibly taken his team to the playoff. You have
Right,
him.
right.
Championship level.
Right.
Then you got the long climb up. Josh Heupel definitely has an opportunity to do something special. He's got to figure out his quarterback quickly, I would think. He may be fully confident in Joe Milton. You know how I feel about that. But you've got.
Why are you not a fan of Joe Milton?
I'm not. I'm just not a fan yet. I just
You're
think
thinking of Joe Milton at Michigan. You're thinking of Joe Milton his first year at Tennessee.
Yeah,
That's what you're
and obviously Heupel can have a.
You saw him against
huge-
Clemson, right?
Yeah, it was a bowl game. They weren't into it. You know how that goes. The Mark Stoops and Josh Heupel are on the same level.
Mhm.
I found that a bit surprising.
Why?
Because Josh Heupel has immediately come in and resurrected Tennessee and put them back to where they are playing for big prizes. And Mark Stoops, the program, is sipping bourbon. Getting
They
8 wins.
took a step back this year, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
You do know it's a lot easier to win at Tennessee than it is in Kentucky.
Would
right?
Josh Heupel have been able to walk into the program and, consistently win 7 games every
do
year?
what
I
Stoops
don't
has
know.
done.
Honestly, I think Matt's right about this. I think Stoops has had a better coach than Heupel.
Well, my
we
guess
got to give
is-
Heupel more
is-
time.
Heupel could have walked into the program and still won 3 of 5 against Florida against the coach.
Well, I think anybody could have beaten Florida, okay? But you are saying it's easier to win at Tennessee because it's more important to win at Tennessee.
Well, it's more
more money.
important.
Yeah.
It's more money. It's more resources. it's
their
easier.
sport.
It's easier to recruit. Yeah, it's way easier to recruit to Tennessee.
Anyway,
than
you
it is
got
to Kentucky.
Kiffin. You got Kiffin right there. You got Jimbo right there.
Mm-hmm.
Jimbo says, "I don't know who our rival. I don't know who our rival is."
He knows.
You
who
don't
his
have a
rival-
rival
He's
right
saying
now
it on
because
purpose.
you're
He
you're
knows who his rival
disappointing
is.
everybody.
Right.
No one's trying to catch up to you just yet right now, Jimbo. You got Sammy Pittman in that group. You got Shane Beamer in that group. Raise your hand out there if you said, "Where the hell is Billy Napier?" Okay, we haven't gotten to him yet. That was the 9th coach that was mentioned. 10th coach is Auburn's Hugh Freeze.
How do you not put him over Billy Napier?
Hey, listen, I have no problem with this.
He beat Nick twice when
I'm
at
100%.
I mean, at Ole Miss.
I'm 100% with you. And then the final category, searching for answers, and he has Billy Napier 11th in a 14-horse race, just ahead of Eli Drinkwitz. May the force be with you.
I love Drink.
And then Clark Lee, 13th, only followed by a guy who, may Mike Leach rest in peace, but Zach Arnett was.
Yeah, we don't know anything about him.
We don't know
yet.
anything about him.
Yeah, brand new coach.
Yeah. So you have Billy Napier ahead of a guy who just barely stepped in.
And to be fair,
just
honestly,
barely ahead of Missouri and Vandy.
Honestly, if I had ranked Texas and Oklahoma with them, Sark probably would have been in the, I don't know, 8, 9, 7, 8, 9 area.
He would have been in with
Venables would have been behind Napier.
Okay.
And didn't Lee beat Napier last year?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
Somehow he got ranked behind him. Disrespect. The disrespect.
It is disrespect. Isn't it?
We didn't actually get to ask Matt fully
Well,
though
Clark didn't have to play with. I'm not going to go on that.
about
Forget it.
Eli
I didn't even go
Drinkwitz
on
and the pediatrician.
Yeah, I know. And yeah, because we do have to get back to that tomorrow with
Sports
Drinkwitz.
gambling, but taken out of context. But I make $6 million, but my poor brother-in-law who saves lives.
Pediatrician.
I mean, Eli was talking about gambling. The quote was completely taken out of context. It was funny. It was a funny line, actually, is what it was.
But he suggested that
And it was
people are going to be walking around looking for clues and
Twitter,
intel.
which is what Twitter's apt to do because it's the sewer of everything. Like I said over and over and over, it's the greatest, worst thing ever. Twitter took it as, "Oh, you got a $5 million year coach. He's complaining about money." It's just literally the same Twitter tripe every single day.
Yeah, but he was trying to pull together that
He was
there's gonna
talking
be
about
people-
gambling, yes.
Yeah, but the NIL.
Now these kids come into school without even they literally are coming from high school with a ton of money, with more money than his pediatrician makes. So the point is, you got all that money. Why not bet $100 on a baseball
but
game?
this is what we were laughing about yesterday. You can't convince me that the center for Missouri is making a ton of cash in NIL world.
I was saying literally
I
any
can convince you that Luther Burden, the wide receiver at Missouri, makes more than any pediatrician in the state of Missouri, I bet.
Okay, so there is one guy. There is a guy.
That is
we were
surprising.
trying to search for who that person would be on Missouri that makes.
So one dude's making
$100,000.
quarter.
Oh, there's
of a-
more than one. There's more than one.
Really?
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes, the kid Sam Horn, their quarterback, who's probably going to be the starter this year, redshirted last year. Remember the kid that was also a baseball project?
Oh yeah, I do remember him. But
that's the first round pick.
I'm not
and-
writing this check
How
for
much
that
did they
amount of
pay
money.
him?
I'm not
Who
not
is
writing,
they?
I'm not writing this check for that amount of money
Collectors.
saying he's probably going to be the starter. That's a lot of money.
So you're telling me Missouri won how many games last year? 5, 4,
6.
6. They
Six?
went to a bowl game.
Oh, they went to a bowl game. Okay, I was going to say if they were on a losing team and making hundreds of thousands of dollars.
6.
in
They
NIL.
should have won. They should have won that bowl game. But yeah, 6.
So is anybody on Vandy's team is got
They didn't
NIL
lose
money?
30-3 and have to kick a field goal with 10 seconds left to continue their
eligibility.
No, to continue their we scored in every game since streak, like Florida did.
Honestly, I need to see
We did what
proof.
it- we
I
did what
need to
was
start
needed.
seeing proof of this. Some of these NIL contracts to believe it.
I agree. I want someone to pick up
I
lunch.
hear the rumors and all this stuff, and even Matt, I trust Matt, but
Well, the Jaden Rashada one is not
that,
true. But there are
I
others.
know that one's crazy, but to even think that the Missouri quarterback's getting over $100,000, my BS sensor's going off.
Yeah,
Well,
especially when
the
they didn't.
the
They got
text-
something back then, but not a lot.
The text line also needs to see you, JJ.
Oh,
They're
geez.
very upset. We've already gotten a couple messages saying, "Where is JJ?" And speaking of seeing, before we send Leon off for the day, the media tour is underway. Leon, Tom Brady is currently on Outside the Lines with Jeremy Schaap.
Is it Tom Brady?
Is it?
I think so. This one, JJ, I'm gonna
I
send
need
you
to
the
see
video.
him shaking hands with
So
Shaq.
he's on Zoom.
See?
He
trust
has his house in the background. I think we need to do like the Rate Your Zoom room
Mm-hmm.
for this Tom Brady Zoom room. I'm going to send it to you, JJ. Because it looks, he's got an awkward picture frame of what looks to be his dad and his mom with him, but it's like an off-colored white. Someone needs to color correct my man's Zoom screen.
Mm-hmm.
But he is on another media program right now.
All right, well,
not in person, though.
He's making the rounds. He says he's not coming back, even though he's making the rounds. Oh, boy. All right, Big Sirs. Hey, thanks for lunch, big bro.
All right, no problem.
You
no
the man.
problem. Yeah.
Appreciate it, bro.
Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
I shall.
He's out. Coach Campo taking that baton and coming in. And he's ready to rock and roll when it comes to Jaguar talk, NFL talk, and we're definitely going to work some college in with our head coach coming up.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. Now, Studio Talk with Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Chances like this do not come around every day.
Are we doing this? The Drill.
So let's just give this everything we got. We may fall on our faces.
Mornings on 1010XL.
But if we do, we will fall with dignity.
After my surgery, my knee was back in shape after only a few months. I trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialists with my daughter's back surgery as well. Both of us are great, and we're doing exactly what we love to do. This is David Lane, and I seriously recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists for any orthopedic issue.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists is ready to help you too. We'd like to thank the coaches and schools who trust in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Patriot Roofing Services, specializing in all types of commercial and residential roofing and repairs, gutters, sun tubes, skylights as well. 10-year workmanship warranty, financing available, military and senior citizen discounts, no subcontractors. Mention this ad at the time of the estimate and receive $500 off any new re-roof. Call Mark today, 982-4052, 982-4052, licensed and insured.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Do you have a lift station at your business? Duck Rooter Plumbing and Septic Services would love to be your maintenance provider. Give us a call for a quote today. 904-862-6769 or online at duckrooter.com.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous, don't be scared. Go to carlsondentalgroup.com. That's carlsondentalgroup.com for all of your dental needs.
The time to buy an emergency generator is before you need it, not when you're sitting in the dark. Storms happen in a hurry in Florida, so be prepared. Protect your family and property with American Electrical Contracting. Call them today, 737-7770.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Looking for a mouth-watering lunch that won't leave you feeling heavy? ABBQ's lunch menu features our famous prime brisket dip served on French pastry signature bread. But we also offer lighter fare, including 4 salads to choose from, our house-made chicken salad, our smoked turkey sandwich, and here's the best part. You can add any of our smokehouse meats to our signature salad, so come on down to ABBQ for lunch today and enjoy a meal that's both delicious and guilt-free.
Yum.
ABBQ, meet and drink with us.
If your lawn is not as green as you'd like, it's time to go orange by calling Orange Environmental Services, Jacksonville's highest quality pest control for over 45 years. Frank Frangie here. I've trusted Orange Environmental to take care of our home's pest control needs for years. With the Orange Shield Protection Plan for your home or office, you can relax knowing Orange Environmental will handle pest control, termite control, and mosquito control. Orange Environmental has been giving Northeast Florida peace of mind from bug problems since 1972. Call them today at 272-3284.
If your hair is thinning and you're looking for an easy solution that will restore your hair, check out IHRS PRP Platelet-Rich Plasma. PRP, using your own platelets and cells to restore your hair where it's thinning. Combined with their FDA-approved laser hair therapy and pharmaceutical-grade products, all three will deliver one better result. Call IHRS now for a free evaluation and to find out if their PRP 45-minute treatment will work for you. Now there is a solution for any man or woman with any degree of hair loss, and it's all in one place. Call 904-777-IHRS. IHRS has been restoring hair for over 30 years. The staff at IHRS knows what it's like to lose their hair, and that's why they're ready to help you grow your hair back.
Schedule your free hair and scalp analysis today. Call 904-777-IHRS. That's 904-777-4477. Or visit hair4me.com.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
You love free, and at Ameris Bank, so do we. That's why we're proud to offer worry-free, hassle-free Ameris Bank free checking. Manage your money your way with convenient access to digital, mobile, and telephone banking, all with no monthly service fee or minimum balance requirements. At Ameris Bank, we're with you. For more information or to open an account, visit our local bankers in person or online at amerisbank.com/free checking. Other fees such as overdraft fees may apply. Ameris Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. I'm Taylor Dahl for 1010XL. A pair of Florida baseball standouts were named to the 2023 All-American by Collegiate Baseball this morning. Jack Caglione and Wyatt Langford both hauled in second-team accolades. While JU Baseball, Evan Crest earned All-American honors. Also, the freshman right-handed pitcher was named to the second team after an outstanding debut campaign. And the NCAA baseball tournament starts Friday. Quite a few local ties will be competing for the championship. Some of those include Gavin Abrams out of Nice, outfielder for Clemson, Creekside pitcher Colby Frieda for Kentucky, and two former Manager Mustangs both playing for Florida A&M, Ty Jackson and Ethan Jenkins, who will battle the Gators tomorrow at 5:30. 78 degrees at 2 o'clock. Time and temp are brought to you by Bueller Air Condition. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. Let's welcome in XL Primetime's coach, Dave Campo.
Coach Campo looking sharp. I'm just gonna say it out loud. You got your nice haircut.
Yeah, well, listen, I got to stay relative.
Yeah.
You know, people relevant. Excuse me, I'm not an English. You know I'm bad at English. I have to stay relevant.
I thought you did say relevant. That's what I was laughing about.
I said relative.
Same thing.
Listen, a lot of people are snapping photos at OTAs.
You're everybody's uncle. You're everybody's, buddy.
Yeah, well, it's getting
Be a
close to
relative.
training camp, and I got to be ready to roll.
Yeah.
Well,
Your hair's
especially
getting longer too. You need to get a training camp cut.
Yeah.
Get a little long.
Well, especially
Cut,
because,
man.
Coach, I was going to say, especially because are you going to be going to Dallas and doing that broadcast?
I might be doing it. I haven't decided yet. But by the
Okay.
way, what reason my hair has to be a little longer, I got to hide my hearing aids back here. You know what I mean? It has to be a little.
Can't even see him, man.
I know now. Yeah.
I have to tell you, Coach Campo, so we are in the process, and we keep teasing it, but I promise soon we will be able to reveal our big summer video podcast series and what it is, and you're all going to love it. But we had a special Jaguar guest yesterday, one of the players, and he was rattling off growing up in the Dallas area. How could you not be a Cowboys fan in the early 2000s? T.O. and Tony Romo and Des Bryant, and I just go, Coach Dave Campo. And, and he was like, you're right. I love Coach Campo. And I said, don't we all?
Yeah.
Isn't that the truth?
Yeah. Well, especially when I went back for the second time. When I left, everybody had bags over their head. When I got back, they'd taken them off. They kind of liked me as an assistant.
Well, listen, you had a great career through and through, all things considered. That's for sure. All right, now let's just at least start off a little bit. And we were talking. I'll tie two things together here, and then we'll get into some Jaguar talk. But the first seg, we were just talking during the break about retiring. What do you do when you're done? and Tom Brady. And I don't know if you heard the soundbite from Tom. We were joking around. Is it AI or is it Tommy?
Right.
But it's almost the way he says it, Coach. What was the exact quote that he used? Basically said, I'm convinced I'm retiring. And is he trying to convince himself that this is the right move? Can you sense that from what he's saying?
I think so. I think that's the hardest. You see actors, for example, when they're at the end, they fight to get their face on the camera.
Right.
It's the same thing as an NFL player. I mean, you've been doing that routine for so many years in a row. It's hard to give that up.
Right.
And we said earlier, money cures a lot of things, but it doesn't cure everything. And there's going to be an emotional situation. And as Mia brought up, not only is it emotion of not being able to play next year, but he goes through a divorce. He's got kids. He's not quite sure. I think he's a little nervous about going into the broadcast business. It's not as simple as you think it is.
And it's why he said he's going to take a full year to study it, which is a little crazy, him saying that.
Yeah, but to be honest with you, a lot of those guys, Tiki Barber, flamed out.
Yeah.
He retired early and because he thought he was going to have a big-time media
Drew
career.
Brees, Joe Montana.
Yeah, I mean, there's guys that just can't do it. Emmett. Emmett, was on all kinds of stuff when he first retired, and he just found out that wasn't it. Here's a guy like Darren Woodson who had a great personality. He did a great job with it, and just kind of.
So his
it's
quote
just
is,
some guys are good at it and some guys aren't.
His quote is, "I'm certain," instead of "I'm convinced." I'm certain I'm not playing.
Well, if that's the case, maybe he is. I don't know, but it's not easy.
All right, so you were out at OTAs as a guy who wasn't out there because I was out on vacation. I'm coming in blind with this. You watched Ridley out there. Give me 3 bullet points of him.
Well, the first thing that stuck out to me is he ran a couple of routes where when he put his foot in the ground, it was over.
He's got that
If you're a
explosion,
DB, if you're a DB, you're in real trouble. And the same thing when he got off the line of scrimmage. He'd make a little move, and when that foot hit the ground, he was out. And that's the thing that stuck out to me more than anything else. And he catches everything away from his body.
Love those guys.
I mean, he's not. When you throw the ball to him, there's a pretty darn good chance he's going to catch it. He's just got great hand-eye coordination. And the thing also that kind of stuck with me is what they said about him when Doug was talking in the press conference when he said we have to temper him a little bit.
Pump the
this
brakes.
time of the year. Pump the brakes a little bit.
Because he's so geeked about
Because
playing.
he's so excited about it and everything. This is not the time.
You're talking dirty to me, Coach.
Yeah. I mean, I think the guy's going to be fantastic. But
You're talking
again,
dirty to me, and I kind of
until
like
they do it
Thank you.
on the field, it's, you don't know 100%, but he sure looks the part, that's for sure. And he's got good size.
Yeah.
He's not small. He's not.
That's what I was
he's
trying
not
to tell
real
Joe.
big,
He's a big.
Yeah,
he's
big,
a solid
physical.
guy. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I will add this too, in my conversations with some of the coaches, both on the offensive and the defensive side of the ball, they have said Calvin wants to be on this team. He wants to be in this community. He's been extremely vocal about that, and everything they've asked of him, he does, and he does it with a smile.
Yeah, and the other thing that sticks out that he said himself, I'm a 1,400-yard receiver. So he's still got, at least he's saying he's got confidence that that's who he can be.
Yeah.
And that's hopefully what's going to happen,
So
really.
let's ask Coach what we talked about to start the show yesterday, Joe C., which is Christian Kirk's comments about as long as we're holding a Super Bowl, I don't care if I'm wide receiver
There
1,
you go.
2,
That's the
or 7.
right one.
Or 7.
That's the right answer.
So let me ask you this, because even if he's wide receiver 2,
Right.
do you think Christian Kirk could still have comparable numbers to what he had a season ago with the addition of Calvin Ridley?
I do, because I think he's going to be in the slot more, and I think that's his number one position. And I think he'll, that along with Ingram, that combination right there is going to be pretty dynamic in my mind. Try to handle those guys. We're trying to find a nickel here with Jacksonville. That's the guy that's good. Whoever's in there is playing him.
Yeah,
and he's
and
pretty
it's gonna
darn dynamic in there.
Yeah, so let's carry that conversation over. And as a head coach, did you ever have to kind of worry about personalities in one room? We'll do that coming up. And then also the mention of where Trevor Lawrence might be in some of those preseason rankings. We'll do it all with our head coach, Coach Campo. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures or drop a comment on our 1010XL YouTube channel.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Anytime Fitness Sawgrass is the preferred gym of yours truly, Mia O'Brien. Strengthen everything from calves to confidence.
Jaguar football starts here.
Hey, we got a good win today, man. All I want to hear is Duval!
1010XL.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm dedicated to helping businesses manage risk, maximize opportunities, and move their company forward. Jimerson Burr attorneys are business-oriented lawyers, equally comfortable as community leaders, private transaction counselors, or courtroom advocates. If you have a legal issue of any kind affecting your business, contact the firm at 389-0050 or jimersonfirm.com.
Hey guys, I'm Daniel Heilman from the brand new Fourscore Golf Tavern. We do elevated food, drinks, golf simulator fun. If you're looking for a delicious meal or maybe a spot for a client, we have lunch specials every day. Need to entertain a few people from out of town? Easy. Just reserve one of our 4 simulator bays. Lunch service starts at 11 a.m. daily. Located in San Marcos Square, we'll see you at lunch at Fourscore Golf Tavern.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or 2. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Denny Thompson here. Tyson Sound & Security is hiring salespeople right now. If you want to sell new tech security cameras or home automation, Tyson Sound & Security is looking for you. Tyson Sound & Security is hiring for sales positions, and they will train you to be successful. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. That's 762-1000. Hiring for sales positions right now. Apply online at TysonSoundandSecurity.com or call 762-1000. Equal opportunity employer.
Sail away with Captain K.
That's a fish right there, 100%. We got a fish on.
Captain Kevin and the Ring Power Fishing Forecast Show.
Keep on working it.
Brought to you by Houston's Meats.
Thursday nights at 6
on 1010XL AM.
Jacksonville has some junk, and J-Dog is removing it. They're here to do the dirty work. You don't want to remove and dispose of large furniture or appliances yourself? Call J-Dog. Here now, proudly serving you, removing junk from your home or business. They can even handle small demolition projects, and they're still donating local items to veterans in need. So let J-Dog do the dirty work for you. J-Dog Junk Removal. Veteran-owned and operated. JDog.com.
This is Hayes Carline for QC Kinetics. Remember when you were going to get that pain fixed this year? Well, the year is almost halfway over. If you're still dealing with that pain, enough is enough. Pills are not the answer. Surgery is not the answer. You need to call QC Kinetics today at 904-274-5522. Set up a free consultation in Mandarin or Ponte Vedra. The advanced regenerative medicine solutions at QC Kinetics can give you a life without chronic joint pain. You can do all those summer activities you love. How do they do it? By taking healing properties from your own body and applying them right into your achy joint. Your tissue can be repaired and restored naturally. You can have life-changing results without drugs, surgery, or downtime. If you have pain in your knees, back, shoulders, hips, enough is enough. Call QC Kinetics now, 904-274-5522. That's 274-5522.
Clearwater. John, I can't even mow my side yard. It's so soggy. Man, my builder sucks.
Brent, calm down. This is a common problem in neighborhoods where houses are built too close together. You need gutters and a properly installed French drain that will soak up subsurface water. We can completely dry it up.
So I can take my builder off my speed dial now, huh?
Yeah, we got you, buddy. Let that builder bitterness go.
Clearwater irrigation and drainage too.
Your quick and easy solution for paying the lowest price on car insurance is Estrella Insurance. A to the T here, and start saving the big bucks and pay less today. Call 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE and see for yourself. That's 1-800-CAR-INSURANCE or visit EstrellaInsurance.com.
Beaches Jewelry and Pawn is ready to help. If you need extra cash or a quick loan, Beaches Jewelry and Pawn has cash in hand. They also love to buy items of value. They need gold, silver coins, and flatware, jewelry, guitars, and of course, guns.
E.T. here, and y'all know how much I like my brown water, but I ain't gonna lie, it gives me headaches sometimes. So my alternative is Brackish Vodka. This gluten-free alternative to Tito's is 100% local, and all monies stays right here in Duval. Not only does Brackish Vodka make you feel good, but when you support Brackish Vodka, you're also helping local charities. Try it side by side with your favorite vodka, and you will taste and smell how natural Brackish Vodka really is. And when you do, remember who sent you. Come on, somebody.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555, Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, protected by Preferred Roofing on 1010XL.
We do still have that Tom Brady, is it AI, is it not AI post up on our Twitter page if you want to get in on that conversation. I also just quote tweeted at Me O'Brien TV, everyone's favorite offseason saga, Chris Sims' top 40 quarterback countdown. As you may recall, once upon a time, Chris Sims had Trevor Lawrence ranked behind almost every other quarterback in his rookie class back in 2021, including Zach Wilson, who has now succumbed to Aaron Rodgers. Apparently, Chris Sims is unveiling part of his top 10 today on his podcast over on NBC. You should be watching us on YouTube, though. Let's be real here. But he has already ranked quarterbacks 40 through 14 so far. Any guesses, surprises?
All right, I just want to go back real quick.
Okay.
Just to
because I quote tweeted it and said, "Oh, you haven't listed Zach Wilson yet. He must be 13th."
Yeah, which is great. But just to kind of go back last year and give you a few that he had, Coach. Among his top 30, he had Jared Goff 30th. We all know that he had a nice climb this past year. Tua was just ahead of him. He had Marcus Mariota, Jameis, and Trubisky all kind of packed in there. He had Jalen Hurts 25th.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts has not shown up yet, which means he's in the top 13.
And it is worth pointing out, I think a lot of people, in fairness to Chris, because I like the fact that he's not afraid of his own opinion.
Yeah.
But there was a lot of, wondering about Jalen Hurts before last year. Anyway, he was 25th and Trevor was 24th with, as Mia just said, Justin Fields and Zach Wilson ahead of Trevor last year. So
he also went through this year and he actually did tiers, which we love tiers on XL Primetime. We're going to get into more of Matt's tiers and rankings, I think, tomorrow as well. Some of the tiers include or get off the pot, clock's ticking, backup Supremes.
Which backup Supremes
What is love?
Backup Supremes are Andy Dalton, a Pro Bowler, and Scoop Huntley and Davis Mills.
He has Anthony Richardson, C.J. Stroud, and Bryce Young, 36, 37, and 38, respectively. They are in the NFL Virgins tier, so we're going PG in this year's rankings. Perhaps the most surprising, though, and I really appreciate Dom on Twitter who says this, Gardner Minshew is 34th, Anthony Richardson is 36th, which means Trevor Lawrence is ahead of him. Yeah. And did Urban Meyer know that? Yeah. Does he know that? That's the case?
Does he know it now?
Well, he knows it now, for sure. He obviously didn't at that time.
You don't have to be nailed down to a number, but Trevor, top 10?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he proved he's in the top 10, what they did last year, in my opinion.
So some of the other names right outside that top 10, again, into the top 13 he is getting today. So we will update you tomorrow with if we hear Trevor Lawrence's name called. Russell Wilson, 14th. Geno Smith, 15th. Ryan Tannehill, 16. Goff up to 17. Derek Carr, 18. Kyler Murray, 19. They are all in the clock is ticking tier.
Yeah. Well, if they have Zach Wilson in the top 13, I'm going to apply for a job at CBS. What is it? It's NBC.
Yeah.
Wherever he's on, NBC. I don't want to, disrespect him or not, but
I think you just did.
But
whenever someone says, I don't want to disrespect, but they're always disrespectful.
they've disrespected, absolutely.
But an interesting one is Mac Jones, and he's 20th right now. And this is not a referendum year per se, but he was a top 15 pick, playoff year his rookie year, a disastrous second year for a variety of reasons, Matt.
Because he had a defensive coordinator calling plays.
But for a variety of
coaching
reasons.
him. Not just calling plays, but coaching him.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
I just special teams coordinator, I should say, as his QB's coach.
Yeah, he had
Which today,
Joe Judge and Matt Patricia.
Yeah, Patricia's
which apparently yesterday, Mac Jones told the media that the Pats' offense is normal under Bill O'Brien. Color me shocked.
That's a good way to put it. I wonder what type of year he's going to have.
I think he's have a good year. I think the guy's a lot better than where they have him. And you could say whatever you want. What you just said about who's coaching him.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason.
Deal.
There's a reason that Trevor Lawrence moved
got
up
better,
last year.
Quicker, yes.
There's a reason that Jalen Hurts. That's why everybody's saying that Anthony Richardson has a better chance because of Steichen being over there because of what he did with Hurts.
And the style of play. I'm talking to a great Gator last night, Jimmy Mack, and he's telling me a variety of reasons of why he thinks AR will shine. I'm like, I can't tell you you're wrong, and I can't tell you I'm right. We are going to find out. But the beauty of it is the style of play in today's game and the guy who's coaching him.
Absolutely. And you have to, I told Mike Caldwell the other day, I said, I don't know what he's going to do, but you better be ready to defend the read option because he's going to run it. That's what he'll do when he's in there. So it'll be interesting. The accuracy thing, I still, I'm questioning that a lot, but
with good reason.
That's week one. They will run. I mean, after what Tebow did to them last year.
Well, even if he isn't starting,
yes.
Even if he is not starting, he will have a role in the first ball game.
Week one, they are running zone read week one. There's no doubt about it.
Why not?
No
yes.
Why not? And by the way, this team got run all over by Daniel Jones last year.
Yeah.
But then they stopped
the
Lamar.
Tebow kid from the Jets.
Yeah, but I'm saying Daniel Jones.
Trebler.
Couldn't
Chris
stop
Trebler.
him.
Yeah, but Daniel Jones did it here at the bank.
Yeah,
One of the games they absolutely. But you're right. Yeah, third stringer up there, he did it too.
Who couldn't throw the ball? Like at least with Danny Jones, you're like, all right, well, he's going to throw the ball.
Which brings me to the defensive side of the ball. And Coach Campo wants to address this. And I've seen a lot of you Nooners out there that are on our social pages, our video channels, who say, that's great that you guys are talking to the playmakers. It's great we're going to be a top 5 offense. But defense is the problem. So, Coach Campo, let me ask you this. Right now, bigger concern for you, knowing who they've been working and who we've seen on the field during OTAs, the pass rush or that third corner position? Which is the bigger concern for you right now?
I'd have to say the pass rush because they haven't proven that they can really do it on a consistent basis. You can do a lot of things with a nickel corner. I mean, you don't have to play man-to-man. I mean, if a guy's good at rerouting receivers off the line and, playing zone defense and you've got some guys you're backing them up with quarter coverage, some of the stuff where you've got double coverage on the slot, basically, you can get away with some things. But if we're not affecting the quarterback, that even puts more pressure on those guys, whoever it is back there.
It'll make every secondary player look a hell of a lot better when there's pressure on a quarterback.
Absolutely. And you really can't tell right now. The player of the game Tuesday was Chason. So
first team
you
all
can't
practice.
You really can't tell, what's going to happen with the pads on.
You guys are all making that up. I don't believe it.
Yeah, he was pretty good.
That's
but
why it is May.
He is fast. I have to give him that. But that's not the game. I mean, the game is you got to play the run and the pass, and you have to be able to, you don't have any pads on, so those tackles aren't getting their hands on you or anything.
So the guys on Jaguars today, they were talking about, I don't know if I'm actually saying this right, who has the most to prove, I think is what they were talking about. What player has the most to prove? And I think Tony and Mike both thought that Walker Little was the guy that had most to prove. And I think I don't mind that, but I'm thinking it's got to be Trayvon Walker, does it not? He's got to be the number one with a bullet.
Yeah, hold that thought, and we'll answer that question coming up. You included, Coach, because, there's got to be some inroads made big time on that side of the ball. It's XL Primetime.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. You're in the pole position with 1010XL. Green flag.
Sunday at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Brought to you by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower, 1010XL.
Want a low down payment and a low monthly payment on your next ride? Then you've got to go to Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Mia here, and right now you can buy a pre-owned 2019 Toyota Corolla for just $1,000 down and $288 a month. That's just $1,000 down and $288 a month. Or you choose a pre-owned 2020 Camry, RAV4, or Tacoma for just $1,000 down and $388 a month. That's just $1,000 down and $388 per month. But it doesn't stop there. Arlington Pre-Owned has over 400 used in stock, plus more than 100 vehicles under $18K. And with every pre-owned purchase at Arlington, you get peace of mind from Arlington's 30-day exchange program. That's 30 days to love your pre-owned purchase or exchange it for one that you do. So if you've been looking for a low down payment and a low monthly payment, you'll find it at Arlington Toyota Pre-Owned. Don't wait. Shop in person, 10939 Atlantic Boulevard, and online at arlingtontoyota.com.
Why live with foot or ankle pain? If you have persistent pain, numbness, tingling, burning pain on the bottom of your foot, or swelling that doesn't improve with home treatment, it may be time to see Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute. Our foot and ankle specialists have innovative new options to help you get back in the swing of things without persistent pain that slows you down. Call JOI 2000 or go to joionline.net for an appointment.
Ever wonder what it's like to drive a real military tank? Check out tankamerica.com for a badass tank driving experience. That's right, you can drive an actual tank through mud and crush cars. Sounds awesome, right? Visit tankamerica.com.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it. They do it, whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Mark Watson for Hardball Creative. Free promo tip. Put your logo on golf balls and give them to clients who are bad golfers. More hacks equals more exposure. Trust me, it's science. Hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
Have a big bowl of cereal with Big Bo.
We don't have big bowls.
Breakfast with Baselli.
Brought to you by
Epstein and Robbins DUI defense firm.
Could you put it in a big bowl?
That's a big bowl.
Just had a big bowl of kicks.
Monday morning
on 1010XL.
Duck Duck Air Conditioning, a division of Duck Duck Rooter, is looking for experienced and dependable HVAC services technicians to join our growing team. Duck Duck Air Conditioning is committed to delivering the highest level of service to our customers. Successful candidates will be hardworking, dependable, possess strong problem-solving skills with at least 2 years of HVAC experience. Ready to get to work? Please visit our website at duckduckac.com and click on the careers page. We look forward to hearing from you. That's duckduckac.com.
Duck Duck AC is an equal opportunity employer.
Hi, this is Dave Barker. Want to grow your hair back?
IHRS, right here in Jacksonville, is the only hair transplant clinic in the Southeast to offer multi-unit hair grafting and the 45-minute PRP treatments. Grow your hair back. Call now for a free in-person evaluation. 904-777-IHRS. 904-777-4477 or visit hairforme.com.
June is the start of hurricane season. Now is the perfect time to make sure your home is protected from those storms by scheduling a complimentary roof inspection with Universal Roof and Contracting. And right now, get 15% off your roofing project, plus flexible financing. This offer expires June 30th and restrictions apply. Universal Roof and Contracting, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. License number CCC 1330747, CVC 1258484.
UniversalRoof.com.
This is Keith Catlin for Catlin Truck Accessories, and we are so blessed to be in business for over 100 years. Over 100 years of the best product and customer service means you can count on Catlin. From Roll-and Lock bed covers to Lear toppers to Cam Locker toolboxes, Catlin Truck Accessories has you covered when it comes to your truck or van. We do those too. Got a fleet of vehicles? We can outfit them all.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
One name, one location, 100 years. You can count on Catlin.
It's time to fire up the grill. Houston's Meat Specials of the Week. 10 pounds of fresh jumbo chicken wings, only $12.95. 2-pack pork spare ribs, only $1.99 a pound. And whole T-bone steaks at $4.95 a pound. Only at Houston's Meats, Main Street and 295.
David here with Royal Pest Services. That grass is waking up from its winter nap. Royal is close to applying products that help bring it out of that dormancy. Our granular aeration allows treatment to get to the root system. Visit RoyalPestServices.com to schedule a free estimate. It's grow time!
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys Locksmith Service.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime, protected by Preferred Roofing on 1010XL.
We are hanging out. It's a Thursday. We got Coach Campo hanging out with us. We always like it when he comes in. Joe C., me, O'Brien, Matty Hayes, back from vacay, and a little opinions galore. I shouldn't say a little. Opinions galore as far as what the SEC is going to do coming up as far as their scheduling is concerned once Oklahoma and Texas come in. But in the time we have left, Coach, we were talking about the defensive side of the football and some of the, some of the decisions that need to be made. And then Matt, well, go ahead and rephrase the question, Matt, just so we can kind of set it back up as far as Jaguars today.
So on Jaguars today, they were talking about who has the most to prove. I believe that's what it was this year. Right. And Mike and Tony both said they think Walker Little does. I'm fine with that. He does have a lot to prove, especially if he's a guy that's going to play left tackle.
Crucial position.
For the first 6 games or more of the season. So I totally agree with that. I just see it and I think, how could it not be Trayvon Walker? How could it not be the number 1 overall pick last year, who not only didn't play that well, but the guy who picked behind him, playing the same position, was the rookie of the year and had a much better year. So to me, I see this guy as a guy, and not only that, it's a position of need for this team as well, too.
Well, I definitely think that he needs to improve. There's no question about it. And, I think he will. I think the second year is big. You guys know that. That from experience, guys make a big jump first, second year. I think Walker Little as well, because Walker Little really hasn't proven anything yet, other than the fact that, and keeping Trevor Lawrence upright is probably the most important thing.
Right.
During the course of the season. So I can see that, but I think you're right on Walker Little. To me, this has got to be a year where he jumps up.
Trayvon Walker.
Trayvon Walker. Jumps up and gets a few more pressures on the quarterback and makes some things happen.
A few more. I look at it as he's got to be a difference maker. Yeah. If he's not, let's just say he's not a difference maker. Let's say he goes up to 4 sacks. He doubles. He doubles last year. How many sacks do you have? 2.5?
He had 3.
So let's just say he has 5 sacks.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't want to go all the way to 6 to double it.
6 is doubling it? All right.
Yeah, go to 6.
Let's say he has 6 sacks.
Yeah.
And he doubles everything else he did this year.
Yeah.
He does not double the personal foul to cost him a game. That's out. Okay.
Right.
So he doubles everything. Do you think he then, after 2 years, would you say he's worth that first overall pick?
Absolutely. If
really?
He gets 6 sacks and the numbers of pressures, he doubles from what he got last year, and he continues to play the run with the same scenario.
The 1 overall. You think he's worthy of the 1 overall?
Yeah, because I don't care if he's number 1 overall.
Well, now you don't. Right. Well, now that he's on the team, you don't.
No, but I said that from the beginning. Whether the guy's 1 or 4, he's got to do the same thing. He's got to win for this team. I'm looking at it like he needs to win for this team.
You guys, does he become a guy where after 2 years you're like, wait a second?
I will still hammer the fact that he was number 1 overall.
Yeah,
if it is,
you guys, you're right.
I don't, only
if
because
it's a pedestrian.
Look at the history of first-round pass rushers that this franchise has selected. I mean, the bar is very low. If he doubles
but
his
never
numbers,
1 overall though. Yeah. Never 1 overall.
Yeah,
and
but
you, in other words, you had your pick of
I
the
also
entire
look at that
landscape.
class, and it's like you would never have selected Sauce Gardner first overall, and so since you weren't going to pick a quarterback, I mean,
so
outside,
you would say it would be okay then?
All right, but
as long as the defense improves.
But at the end of the day, they made the wrong choice. If you're looking at it right now, they made the wrong choice between those two.
Listen, I don't want to disrespect you.
First off, I don't think that's a word, but all right, we'll go ahead. Go ahead. You're never going to disrespect me.
I know that. All I can say is this: I haven't watched Hutchinson, and just because he had that number of sacks doesn't mean that he affected the game as much as other people.
Too.
Yeah, well, I mean, there's other things that go on in the game.
A lot of those sacks fell into his lap.
So to me, all you want to see is a great deal of improvement out of the guy. Mm-hmm. Absolutely, we need improvement out of the guy.
So 6 sacks is a great deal of improvement.
So let me give it to you. Let me give it to you. Let me double it here real quick. All right, I'm doubling everything from this year. All right, Coach, you got me.
Yeah.
So it would be 20 quarterback hits. It would be 10
20
tackles.
quarterback hits would be nice.
It would be 10 tackles for loss. It would be a total of 100 tackles instead of 49, and it would be a total of 7 sacks instead of 3.5. So forget the tackles. You can't double that. That's the position just won't allow for that. Just forget it. But if you have 20 quarterback hits and 10 tackles for loss and 7 sacks, I'm still going to point out that he was the number 1 overall pick.
Well, I know you are.
Yeah, but that would be a productive year.
I'm going to say this. I'm going to be Aaron Judge. Mm-hmm. I rest my case.
Because that would be good.
It'd be good.
I'll add this as well. 2197 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. I couldn't agree more. Sacks aren't the only difference in the game. Pressures equal turnovers. Stuffing a guy like Henry consistently, the thought that it's all about sacks is crazy. Because that's where it goes back to Aiden Hutchinson and Trayvon Walker play 2 different positions. I understand they technically lined up at similar positions last year.
They're both outside linebackers.
But is Trayvon Walker an outside linebacker?
Yeah. He played the majority of his snaps at outside linebacker.
Well, you haven't been at OTAs.
Yeah.
Is he an outside linebacker?
We'll see
right. He's moving here.
We don't know either.
Be careful,
number 1 that they don't even know where to play him.
Right.
Correct.
That alone is a
we don't have to defend everything the Jags do.
Yeah,
it was a terrible pick.
No,
I'm not defending
I
him.
just think
you are.
No, I'm not.
You just said that all the sacks from Hutchinson last year
How is
fell
that
in his
defending
lap.
how is that defending the Jags?
Because
That's
you're
pointing
saying
out a fact. Did you see the times that Did you see how many times Aaron Rodgers ran into Aiden Hutchinson's lap in that final game?
I just
3
know
times, JJ.
Okay. Yeah,
3
times. I know that sacks sometimes you're a beneficiary of other guys making plays. I totally get it, but it is a key indicator. It is a sudden stopper. It is in a lot of ways it can be a game changer. Hand the ball back to your offense type of play. That's meaningful.
Yeah,
I will take tackles for loss and I will take pressures.
What I saw of him last year was it showed me that the position he played in comparison to what he played in college was different.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And so I can understand why he wasn't as nifty as he can be in the future. But I also have seen towards the end of the year where he put his hand on the ground, and that first step quickness
that
improved a lot.
Yeah, that
and
I
think that's what's going to happen.
You know what? I respect.
Don't
the hell
disrespect
out of you.
me.
No, I respect the hell out of you, and you know I do. At the end of the day, you're a ball player. You got to go make plays.
Yeah, that's true.
And the other half
so
of that,
you can't be the first overall pick in the draft and not make plays.
Yeah, I agree.
I was going to say the other half of that is that you can't make him the first overall pick and not have a place, not have an idea.
Well, not have a plan.
And I've been saying all along
that's
that
no bueno.
It's about affecting the quarterback. Sacks are overrated. And everybody gives me grief when I say sacks are overrated. Yeah. They are. But he didn't affect the quarterback either.
Right.
No.
That's kind of my whole point.
Yeah, I would just say that your point is well taken. I'm just saying,
disrespect or not,
from a coach's standpoint, I'm looking for him to make improvement, and if that's doubling everything, I'd be very happy with that. Because
how could you not be happy with that? Right.
Year.
Yeah. Concerning what happened last year, how could you not be happy?
Well, considering they drafted him and said he's a project.
Right, and you're saying, hey, we got to get back to work. I got to get as much out of this particular position as I possibly
can. Find his best position and play him there.
Yeah.
And find somebody else to play where they're supposed to play.
And even though we can't say 100% where they are lining up, but there are things that appear to be different. And this is what we have talked about. You remember, this is what coaches.
I get all of it. I don't care where he plays.
Oh, yeah.
Just make a play.
Make plays.
Make a play.
Yeah.
100% on that. Coach, thank you, sir.
You got it.
As always.
Love you guys.
We
as
appreciate
always.
it. Love you back. It's XL Primetime.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
I'm Brad Meester. I'm Sean McDonough. On 1010XL. 1010XL. 92.5 FM.
Josie for the Jacksonville Eye Center. If you're thinking about LASIK and finally seeing 20/20 without glasses or contacts, now's the time to do it. Jack's Eye Center and Dr. Robert Snipper, experts in eye care with the latest technology. Dr. Snipper uses the Allegretta Wave and blade-free interlace technology. And with it, Dr. Snipper has earned a prestigious reputation for his success in LASIK. You need to call 355-5555 right now and make an appointment to see Dr. Snipper or log on to drsnipper.com.
Hey Jacksonville, this is Crystal, COO with Remedy Staffing. As employers, labor trends continue to keep us guessing. Is the job market strong? And what is worker availability going to look like? Well, February's BLS job report indicated that we have a hot job market and that Jacksonville's unemployment rate is 2.5%, 1% lower than our national average. So if you're interested in workforce solutions and how our team can help you, please call or text me at 904-329-9802.
ITB Partners, the official financial firm for the station to beat inflation.
Whoa, Dan. People don't want to joke about their money, not during these tough times.
You mean they'd rather hear about how ITB Partners takes our money and makes us more money?
Now you're talking. They make financial planning simple and easy to understand, even for a couple of slappies like us.
Those guys have been serving Hickets for 3 generations. Junebug, me. I even got my son Juju being smart with his money in his 20s.
It's never too early to talk with Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Brian Wright, Reagan Wright, Jeff Hartman, and Craig Ross.
Financial questions, ideas, or thoughts? Email chris@itbpartners.com.
Warm weather means the beach, fishing, golf, and more. Make sure to drop into Daly's and grab a cold case to go. From Bud Light to their seltzer, from Mick Ultra to Modelo, or your favorite crafts like Old City or Sweetwater. Grab and go at your local Daly's.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On June 1st, 1975, Angels pitcher Nolan Ryan reports his 4th MLB career no-hitter in the win over the Orioles 1-0. Ryan would go on to have 7 career no-hitters.
You know, many plumbers won't quote prices over the phone and instead charge a service fee for an in-home estimate. Of course, because they know once they're in your home, you're probably not going to send them away. But Roland Reach Plumbing is different. Roland will give you a price quote over the phone, and there's never a trip charge or service fee for an estimate. So if you've got a leak and can't wait a week and don't like paying unnecessary fees, call on Roland Reach Plumbing at plumbingjacksonville.com.
Hey, Gabe Prosser here. You know I love trivia, so let me start you with a trivia question. Did you know that only 2% of U.S. beef is graded prime? ABBQ is the only Northeast barbecue restaurant that uses only prime brisket and slow smokes using only wood. Our slow-cooked prime brisket, cooked using only wood, produces the most succulent and mouth-watering brisket you could ever taste. Come and experience the prime brisket at ABBQ. Visit it today. Satisfy your cravings for the best barbecue in town. ABBQ. Meet and drink with us.
Borland Groover is expanding in St. Johns County. Look for the new Advanced Surgery Center and Medical Facility open in Durbin Crossing in the summer of 2024. Learn more about it at borlandgroover.com.
When it comes to selling your home, wouldn't you have more promises than problems? That's where Chad and Sandy step in. They guarantee to buy your home. If it's not sold on your agreed-upon date and deadline, they will buy it. That's why we're recommending Chad and Sandy Newman. Perhaps you're worried about settling for less money with a low-ball instant offer. That's not a problem because I got a promise. Chad and Sandy, the only real estate experts you can trust to this. Your home will be sold at that agreed-upon price and deadline, or they will buy it. Lynn in Orange Park said, I wanted to move to be closer to family. I heard about Chad and Sandy's success and guarantee on the radio. I hired them. They couldn't have been more pleasant. They delivered as promised. My home sold above list in 3 days. How do you get this? Well, call the only agents I'm trusting and recommending. Call Chad and Sandy at 904-414-6200 or go to chadandsandy.com. That's Chad, ANDSANDY.com.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Jacksonville, for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, the official personal injury law firm of the Jaguars, protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Tire Outlet. Tire Outlet is now hiring. Visit tireoutlet.com/careers. Equal opportunity employer.
Frangie Show on the road. Hayes, Frange, Lauren, right around the corner. Island Wing right there on Southside Boulevard. Hayes, what is up?
What is going on? We do not have coconut shrimp yet, but they will be coming. But I'll tell you what we do have. We've got Charles Fenwick here at Island Wing Company, at Southside location. He is ready to party, and we are ready to get it going on a fun-filled Frangie show.
Yeah, well, listen, as long as you said yet with coconut shrimp, meaning that you're not going to get shut out. They're going to be coming in just a little bit.
They will
you already
be coming.
got a fan base.
And they will be glorious. Yeah. That's right.
Let's ask
and
you.
And we're very appreciative.
Let's ask you, autobiographer, One Hayes
Yeah.
Carlyon.
Oh, I'm Trayvon,
yeah, picking up the baton from where Jaguars today left it. Their question of the day, who has the most to prove this upcoming football season on the Jaguars roster? We were just debating how much pressure is on Trayvon Walker to perform. What are your expectations for him year 2? Can you already say the Jaguars did or did not get it right with the number 1 overall pick?
I think Strahan's record is in jeopardy. I think he better soak up having that single-season sack record because Trayvon's coming for it this year. I think he's going to have a good year. I mean, I think that they made the right pick. And, it's going to take a little bit more time. Hutchinson was more of a finished product. Trayvon Walker was more of a traits pick. But I do think he's a good football player. I don't mean traits pick like he wasn't a productive college player. He was obviously a very productive college player for what he was asked to do. It's just going to take some time for him to adjust to it. I would like to think that rookie season was all the time that he's going to need, and he will take a big step forward this year. So I'm encouraged with Trayvon Walker. I think I've got Secretariat and Trayvon Walker, and the Hutchinson people have Barbaro. And I think by the time we get halfway around the track, my guy is going to be far ahead of the Hutchinson guy.
Secretariat.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He just went Trayvon and Secretariat. That's what he did. That's how big a believer Hayes is. Listen, if he's writing the story the way he wants it, right, Hayes?
That's right. I mean, come on. We don't do anything in the middle here. No, I do look, is he going to realize all of his potential in year 2? No, I don't think so. I mean, he's still a young player, but I do think you're going to see somebody. I'll tell you this right now. He's going to lead them in sacks. How about that? Oh. Trayvon Walker will lead this team in sacks this season. Write that down.
I might have some of that.
That you can write down.
Okay, we might want a little bit on that.
Yeah,
one.
I might have some of that, Carlin.
And that could be a Brownwater bet. We'll figure it out. But is it a double-digit number?
I will say it is not a double-digit number.
Okay. All right. Because honestly,
another great year for Josh Allen.
Yeah.
JJ's kind of, I think, figured out where I'm going with that pick. But no, I think he'll be somewhere in the 9.5 range. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and predict he's going to have more than like 12 sacks. But we have seen that. I mean, Khalil Mack, J.J. Watt had forgettable rookie seasons and then were unbelievable in year 2. So, no, I think he's going to take a big step forward, and I do think he'll lead the Jaguars in sacks. I'm not saying that's going to be some huge number, but I do think he'll lead the Jaguars in sacks this season.
And the other half of that would mean that they would have to really make it. They might just say goodbye to Josh Allen after that. Honestly, that definitely could be part of it.
Yeah, I'll say Trayvon gets 9.5 and Josh gets 8.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. What else is coming up this afternoon?
We are going to talk all things Jaguars. We're also going to talk a little college golf. Frank was locked in on the Gators winning the national title, so we'll probably get into that a little bit. We've got a Loser Monday bet for the NBA Finals, which start tonight. So that is going to be very intriguing. A great source of comedy is for people who know basically nothing about the NBA, make a bet on it. So that should be fun. That's total points scored. and we do a draft. We each get 3 players, so that'll be coming up as well. So it's going to be a fun Frangie show. Again, come see us here. Island Wing Company on Southside Boulevard. We'll be having a great time.
All right, Hayes, appreciate it, man. All the Gators do is win championships in the spring. That's all we've got right now. All right, buddy.
That's right. Thank you, guys.
Congrats to the Gators. They are
Wave that flag, boy.
They are golf champions. And look, they had to grind to get it done, and they got it done.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. Scott Strickland left the SEC meetings yesterday morning, flew out to Arizona, watched the championship, got in a plane, flew right back.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Greyhawk's a nice course,
Yeah.
too. Not too shabby of a spot.
Oh, we played there when we were out there for the Natty, and it is a great golf course. And so, yeah, they had to dig, and they got it done. So I was happy for them for sure. And we'll find out whether the baseball team may be able to get on a run as well. All right, we are out. We're on the run. We're gone because we've got the Frangie Show coming up next. Welcome back, Matt, Big Sirs, Coach Campo, Mia, Joe C., JJ. Thanks to all of you for hanging out with us. You got the Frangie Show to hang out with next.
Cruising with XL Prime Time in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL. In case we haven't met before, we are Jacksonville Sports Radio.
I've been looking all over for you.
Now you found us.
We are 1010XL.
The 9 after 5 rolls on at the Golf Club of Southampton, so get on the tee with me, Joe C. The XL Primetime League is in the summer stretch, and you need to be part of it. Southampton invites you to join us every Wednesday for our 9 after 5. Beat the heat and blow off a little steam with friends and family at Southampton. A great game every week, good grub afterwards, and prizes. Call 287-PLAY and get in the game every Wednesday. It's our 9 after 5 at Southampton. Call 287-PLAY.
Are you embarrassed by your ugly, cracked concrete driveway? Need to enhance your home's curb appeal? Stonecore on Phillips Highway is your one-stop shop for all your outdoor needs. Replacing with new stone pavers will transform your driveway into a stunning work of art. Say goodbye to unsightly concrete and hello to beautiful, durable pavers that last for years. Visit Stonecore today and let's beautify your home together. Stonecore.co. We do outdoors better.
'Tis the season to be cool. Florida Home AC wants to make sure you're not cooked like a Christmas goose this summer. Make sure your AC unit is ready for the heat, and if it's time to look at replacement, look for quality and value. You'll get that from Florida Home AC. And right now, take advantage of $1,750 off a brand new heating and AC unit. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com for all the details and trust a company that will always keep you cool. Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars.
Are your kids ready to play this summer? Come check out the Y. Summer is a time for kids to explore new things and expand the limits of their imagination. At the Y Summer Camp, every day is a new adventure. Kids can learn about STEM, arts and humanities, athletic sports, outdoor games, and more. Registration is now open, but space is limited, and spots are filling up quickly. Learn more and find your adventure at fcymca.org. Search Summer Day Camp.
E.T. here, and y'all know how much I like my brown water, but I ain't gonna lie, it gives me headaches sometimes. So my alternative is Brackish Vodka. This gluten-free alternative to Tito's is 100% local, and all monies stays right here in Duval. Not only does Brackish Vodka make you feel good, but when you support Brackish Vodka, you're also helping local charities. Try it side by side with your favorite vodka, and you will taste and smell how natural